Today's episode of the Nateland podcast is brought to you by Pesty, AG1, BetterHelp, and DraftKings. Hello, folks, and hey, Bear. As always, Brian Bates, Dusty Slay.
All right.
And sitting in for two hosts.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
Returning champ, John Crist.
Let's up,
Right.
everybody. Everybody's like, let's hear what Nate has to
Yeah.
say about SNL. Not this week.
And you got a fresh haircut and a taco shirt representing
Come
Nate
on.
and Aaron.
Oh,
And-
yeah. Oh, yeah. This is like one time when I did and I don't mean to start. No, you keep going. I already interjected.
Well,
You
we
know,
get
it's not
right
my
in.
podcast.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Aaron is being a new dad and having a great time. I talked to him today. He's doing great, and he's just enjoying being a new dad with baby Olive. And he'll be back. Hopefully next week. We look forward to hearing all about baby Olive. But Aaron's enjoying some dad time with her. Nate, everyone is very disappointed. I think that he's not here. So many people, not even because of SNL.
I'm not that bothered.
I'm not either, actually.
Well, not public figures, but
Okay.
the general public
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
You guys are probably happy.
No,
I wouldn't say happy, but I'm not disappointed about it.
Yeah, it's irrelevant.
I need to. We got to talk about his outfits. I
Yeah.
think we'll get to that later.
Well,
Do we review that?
people
Last time?
With Saturday Night Live outfits?
Yeah.
We can. But the folks wanted to hear his response to the big Vanderbilt win over Alabama.
Oh,
Boom.
Let's go.
Well, let me give my response instead.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to watch it
The loser gets to go first.
because I was doing
Talk
shows.
to Nate on this poster.
Yeah,
Talk to
but
him.
you know what? I can't believe that happened. That is the most bizarre thing that's ever happened in sports. Not ever. But I'm kind of happy. I'll be honest with you. I love Alabama. I want them to win. I want them to win every national championship. But if somebody's going to beat them, why not be a team that's never really won anything?
Mhm.
And
The Commodores, baby.
and I live here,
Yeah.
so it's exciting.
And the game was probably fixed, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you would fix it to have Vanderbilt win.
Exactly.
Sometimes I
Exactly.
see, you know what I mean?
Is he a Vanderbilt fan?
I don't know.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I predicted it.
Well,
Well, that wouldn't even be a real prediction though, unless you had the numbers.
oh, you did predict it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you predicted it, it was sarcasm.
No, because I didn't think we would win. But here's the thing.
How do you beat Georgia? I just think Alabama, they beat Georgia and they're just wore out. And then they
Yeah.
came in and Vanderbilt, this is their biggest game of their year, and they came out hard. They still should have lost, but I'm pumped. I'm excited for it.
Pavia. Yeah. They got some NIL
I
players.
tweeted that because I didn't really think Vandy would win. But like you said, this huge win over Georgia. Everybody's talking about it all week. They're the new number one team in the country. Vandy was off last week, 2 weeks to get ready for them.
But it was
And-
kind of like showing some signs
They were
of
showing
like
some
being
signs.
kind of sexy.
They took Missouri to
Yeah.
the overtime.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Vandy's better.
That Vanderbilt has a little bit of a team.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
it's very exciting. So I talked to Nate today. He
Uh-oh.
he issued a statement.
Is this to the fans or to Dusty?
No, this is to the fans.
It's
He
to
doesn't care
Dusty.
about
I
Dusty.
mean, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
I
okay.
like Alabama, but
Yeah.
I don't try to be in people's face about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roll Tide, but I
feel
don't
that.
try to.
Nate said, if I rank my best 3 days of my entire life,
Oh, no.
Harper being born, the day I got married, but number one, hosting SNL and Vandy beating Alabama would be obviously
Yeah,
number one.
That's fair. That's got to be up there.
It's a good day.
That's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody was asking, was he watching the game while he was getting ready for SNL? And he said he did have a little break in between rehearsal and the dress rehearsal. He was watching the game in his dressing room. They said, it's time for the dress rehearsal, which is in front of a live audience.
They do the whole show.
Yeah.
And then they do it again.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it's not like it's just practice. And he's like, give me a minute. He like, hang on a second, because this game's about to.
That's a second time hosting SNL
Yeah,
move.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Absolutely.
I know the charts of the first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm back 2 months later. Move.
Yeah.
One sec.
Yeah.
Nate Bargatze does that, and also you know who does that? The Rock. Those are the two people that
Yeah.
could probably make that move.
Mhm.
I respect it.
So he held up SNL. I don't think he really held it up, but he was like, hang on a second. I want to process this win.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. I said, me and Derek Stroop, this is his joke, not mine. We were watching the game and I go, man, I live in Nashville. I don't even know any Vanderbilt. I don't know who to text. I don't know. And he goes, yeah, that's because you have to have a debilitating disease to meet one.
Wow.
Meaning like they're all doctors.
you didn't know
Wow.
Nate and I were Vandy fans?
No, graduates. I know.
Oh.
I know Nate is a fan.
Keith Alberstadt.
Okay,
Do you know Keith?
and we live here. That's what I'm saying. Do you know any?
No,
That's
I don't
what I'm
know.
saying,
I don't
Jim.
know a lot of people that went to college.
It was like, let's go. I know more people at UT than I do at Vanderbilt. It's my own city.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people that go to Vanderbilt did not grow up here.
I don't even know where the quad is over there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I know it's off West.
I know
End.
I feel like you've been looking for it.
they ripped down the
That
field
means,
goal
dude.
and carried it to Broadway,
Where is this thing?
and I know that takes a long time.
Yeah.
And then I read that they got a $100,000 fine that they had to pay to Alabama because they ripped the field goal down.
Apparently
So
so.
what kind of rule is that?
Oh, they got to pay it to Alabama
Yeah, it's like
because
right,
they put their players.
let's
in jail.
fine
Yeah.
people for ripping down the field goal if it doesn't make sense. When Vanderbilt beats Alabama, the ranked number, I bet Vanderbilt's
Oh.
never beaten a team ranked number 1.
They haven't.
And so it's like, yeah, the fine goes away.
There needs to be a board.
yeah,
They'll be like, all right, if you're the 15th team beating the 12th team, you don't. That's
you don't rip that down.
Yeah, no. But if you never have beaten a number 1 team in your conference,
If you're the joke of the SEC and you beat number 1 ranked Alabama,
get a pass.
you get to rip the field goal down.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, and I think they had some trouble too. It wasn't a they,
Well, they
yeah,
need to help.
but they have a couple cranes right there.
Yeah,
They're gonna-
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're always ready with a lift.
And
All right.
but I think it's like I mean, my buddy Easton from our podcast, he said he went with them.
Oh yeah,
He walked.
didn't
and
help.
And it was like, no, it didn't help. It was 2 miles.
Yeah, it's so far.
Carrying a
You gotta-
goalpost.
You got to think like after mile 1, you're like, I kind of wish I wasn't in on this.
Yeah.
But once you start to see Broadway, then the
Oh,
energy
once he
comes
goes
back.
over the hill,
Yeah.
yeah. You're like, I'm gonna sit this out, get a bird scooter, and go
Yeah.
up, and then I'm gonna jump back in.
Yeah. See, I don't know any, like you said, doctors, Vanderbilt grads to call.
Yeah.
But if I were like, who's somebody that would know a guy who probably was in that melee? I'd say somebody on John Crist podcast.
Yeah, no, they were.
Your
He's like, I
posse
was
is going to be the
there.
type that's going to be out there with their shirt off.
I'd be there.
I was looking for you down
Yeah,
there.
it was that guy and Theo for some reason. He was there.
Yeah.
He was on the
I
sidelines.
saw Theo on the sidelines.
He's everywhere.
Yeah,
The guy's everywhere.
He's
He
doing
is
a lot
everywhere.
of side quests these days.
I'm,
Just by the way, his Jelly Roll impression of Jelly Roll
Unbelievable.
winning an award, so good.
I haven't
Nothing
seen
better.
it.
We don't. This is not this is not a watch clips podcast. is
No,
it?
no,
Yeah, we don't do that here. Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember the last time Vanderbilt beat Alabama, which was 40 years ago, 1984. And
There
we
it
were
is.
4-0 and ranked 19th. And then the next week we played Tulane, and everybody said, oh man, are you going to just be like not ready for him? Because Tulane was, I guess,
Tulane's big at the time.
no. They were nothing at the time.
oh,
they were
yeah.
nothing at the time. So Vanderbilt was like, we're not going to overlook them. Sure enough, the next week they lost.
Mm.
So,
They were in leather helmets back then.
so
Probably.
1984.
Yeah, I mean, that was when I was born.
No helmets, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it's they say that professional sports are socialist in a way because the worst team, gets the best picks because
Oh,
they
you
want
just heard that on the radio. a
No,
few
I
minutes
no, I
ago.
didn't. I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I'm
listening to
not
that
saying
too.
it.
Jared Stillman.
Yeah, that's it. He said everyone except college football was like socialist. If you're the worst NBA team, you get the best odds of getting the worst player because they want everyone to be 500. So it's competitive.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt has never been competitive in the SEC, and because of the NIL, now it's become.
We did have a
Yeah, now that you can buy players, everybody can be good.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, right?
Well, I guess, but it
Oh, yeah.
does kind of ruin the college
The
football was
lore.
the best, and now it's
Yeah.
kind of
See Nick Saban over here.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Nick Saban, those were the glory days of college football.
Oh, yeah.
Vanderbilt
they're over.
under James Franklin, we had some good years though.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want people to make money, but it's like, I don't think this is the right system. I don't have the right system. I don't think this is it.
I agree.
But it's like, because you got people, I would imagine, you got people on a team making tons of money and then somebody making no money, right?
$0.
So it's like, I don't know. That's not the way.
But what do you think if let's say the Vanderbilt cross country team, like if us three were like, we're gonna put them to the top, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get the best cross country kid.
Yeah.
How much is he?
I like
Honestly,
that.
how much
pull
is
a
it?
thing together.
Yeah. They'd be
Let's-
like, this is our
and
team.
sponsor cross country.
or like something or like cricket or something. They play cricket.
there was somebody
Water polo.
I'm already into cross country now.
All right, cross country.
when
And
this first started like 2 years ago. Someone emailed the podcast and said she was like a cross country runner or something, and she said, "Would you sponsor me?" When Nateland sponsored me at NIL,
and you
We
said no.
we never responded, but
Oh, did I wasn't on the podcast that day.
no.
But what do we need from them in return for the money? They got to wear our jersey.
Yeah, they got to wear all our
Dusty's hat.
specials. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. We'll come out to practice.
yeah.
We'll do like we'll hype them up. Well, we got to go scout. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think me and you should be going to high schools and checking out who the.
Nah.
We need some more
Need-
a company to
Need
back
somebody
us.
that knows about running.
Yeah. It's just based on times. Whoever's the fastest, and then we gotta. Hey, how much? Honestly,
You trying to go to
10,000.
college? We do that.
No, we gotta. Yeah. I mean, if water polo or something like that, I don't know how we would even find them.
Yeah.
But also,
Tough to wear stuff in the pool like that.
yeah. And the best play. Oh yeah, how would we sponsor them? And the best players does not everybody watching these Vanderbilt players in the bigger schools go, we're gonna poach them,
Yeah.
right?
You would think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for more money. That one kid left in the middle of the season from UNLV.
Yep.
He left in the middle of the
know
season
about
because he's not getting enough money.
Quarterback. And he said they didn't honor this deal, and he left. Right.
Left the team.
Well, you got to like that. If you don't honor the
Yeah.
deal, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
What's UNLV?
University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
That might be fun to still be there.
Yeah.
If it's like a lame place, you're like, I'm
I'm
gonna
outta
get
here.
out of here unless you're paying.
Yeah. You got to pay me.
Yeah.
And they were off to a great start. I mean, I think
Yeah.
they still are. They might be-
Where'd he go?
I don't think
He
anywhere.
can't go anywhere, can he?
I thought
Yeah.
the transfer portal
For
just
the rest of
jump
the
in
year?
there.
Can you go to another school this year?
Oh,
Just
I don't
jump
know.
in, portal
don't know.
right over. Maybe go to Auburn. Auburn could use it.
Oh yeah, they could. They're not good. I don't ever seen like. Have you ever been like to Broadway or like? I never even seen a Vanderbilt graduate.
Yeah, I didn't know they partied like that.
No, I don't
thought they
think
were
they
real-
do. Is what I'm saying.
It was the sober goalpost ripped down.
Was it?
I don't
It's the
think
first
they
in history.
go down to Broadway that often. I think they hang out
Me
at
neither.
West End and
Coffee shops.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
21st Avenue. That's their.
I mean, but you see UT fans around.
Like
You see-
nonstop.
You see Titans fans around.
The construction thing working on the airport has the Tennessee flag hanging
yeah.
off of it.
Oh yeah, great point.
Yeah.
We need to hear from some Vanderbilt fans.
You got one right here.
No, some on the that follow the pod.
What do you want to know?
We want to know what their experience is. They've been.
We want to know. I want a prediction from you now.
All
How's
right.
the rest
Yep.
of the season look? And if you, all right, no, I don't want to say. I think people that make sports predictions when they're wrong should receive ridicule
Mhm,
up to some degree,
mhm.
just because they get to make these bold predictions, and then when they're wrong, there's I don't know, maybe ridicule is the wrong word, but it's like
That's
just
the right
call
word.
it out, just
Yeah.
call it out, and be like, you were wrong, and you just have to say you were wrong.
That's on me.
That's
Yeah.
all I want.
Next week, Vandy plays at Kentucky.
They're losing. I predict
That's a
they
lose.
lose.
It's
That's
going
a
to be
lose.
tough because coming off of the Alabama win. Yeah, and Kentucky's good.
Yeah.
It's like the weather guy. He should be like, "Hey, last week I was 3 for 6,"
Yeah, I
and
think
then I'd be like, "Sounds good."
I want to see a weather guy get fired once in a while.
For
be
not-
like,
oh, yeah,
last week you said it was going to rain all week. It was sunshine.
That's it. Yeah, you could be fired for that.
Are you even reading the metrics right?
Yeah. Any other job, you're fired.
Yeah.
If you're reading the stock market and you miss like that, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone.
That's what I want, a competitive weatherman market.
I like that. Yeah. If you're wrong, same with sports takes.
Yeah.
Just everybody should have like a rating.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, you make your predictions, and whoever has the worst
Yep.
is fired
Has to.
I like that.
Relegated down back
and banned from sports media
to radio.
for 2 years.
Yeah. Now that's extreme. he threw in the 2 years. I wasn't ready for that. Can't work.
What
Can't
about
feed your
weekend
family.
news anchors?
Weekday, I wouldn't touch the weekend,
Yeah.
honestly. Not at this point.
What do they get? What do they don't do predictions though, huh? A news anchor?
Depends.
His girlfriend's.
That's what he was saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's on the
Okay,
weekend.
sorry.
Yeah. Weekend. I mean, I trust him 100%.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever messed anything up. So
All right, so talking about weather, Hurricane Milton is coming through, which prayers for everyone involved with that.
that's a new one.
Yep. Hurricane.
Yeah, we never really talked about that one last week, but that is so sad.
It is so sad. Hurricane
happening?
Helene. But
Yeah.
what happened? IJKL. Was there 4?
H.
Maybe
What are we
they-
on now?
Maybe they just kind of come out during the, they kind of, I don't know.
I mean,
peter out.
honestly, I mean, for any Katrinas that are alive, I mean, it was a tough season there for a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, if your name's Helene, I'm
Or-
staying inside.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
I think if your name's Helene, you drop the E, change it to Helen for a while.
Yeah, have to. Yeah, have
You
to.
know,
I
for a
switch
while.
it up.
Yeah.
Your name's Helen? Yeah, it is.
Always
weird.
been.
Yeah.
People have always said it wrong.
What are the biggest ones that you remember in your lifetime?
Well, there was a
Katrina.
Hurricane Opal came
Opal.
through
Opal was big.
Opelika,
Oh.
and we got some. I was living in a trailer.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we got a couple of trees down on our trailer. And
Opal.
So, yes, that was a tough one.
I think they retire some names if it's really bad.
Hugo was one they used to talk
I was about to say
Yeah.
the same thing.
Charleston,
Hurricane
but I moved
Hugo.
there
Hurricane
after
Hugo,
that.
Hurricane
Yeah.
Andrew, I remember.
Hurricane Andrew, yeah.
And then if they get to the, it's got to be the same board. The same board that's looking at he goes, how much damage? We got to put you back in rotation. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't. You didn't. I mean,
Maybe that's why we're at Helene, though. They're just,
Yeah.
they're like, what other names are there?
yeah. What's the next one?
Well,
Milton.
Milton's now, so I don't know.
Do
What's
they
next?
need names?
I don't think they need names.
Well, it helps, I mean, identify it. Just
To-
like we're doing now.
The tornadoes don't have names, though, do they?
No, and they should. If they're going to give hurricanes names, then tornadoes need names too.
Well, there's a difference. Hurricanes, you know about a week ahead of time, and then they last for tornadoes burn up just like this.
What
and
about a
they're done.
tsunami? They don't have names.
Not that I'm aware of.
They just came and
Again,
caused destruction.
they happen immediately.
Oh, you have to plan for
What
them.
about an earthquake?
We could go ahead and pre-name them, I guess.
I say let's get into
No, you should-
naming minor rainstorms.
Yeah, you should post. It should be a post. If it was big enough, it should have a post experience name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we didn't know their name, when they first popped up, but now we do.
What have they got? The earthquake of '97? That's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurricane Ivan. Remember that one?
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah. I think that was
Oh,
not long
man.
ago.
Hurricane, was it? Yeah, Katrina. Was that a hurricane?
It was.
Hurricane.
But
Hurricane
really
Katrina.
the-
Hurricane Katrina.
The real thing, though, I think with that was that the levee broke, and then that was what
Yeah,
really
yeah.
caused the.
So,
Ernesto.
yeah. Was it Helena?
Mm.
I thought it was Helene. Isaac, Joyce, Kirk, Leslie. All those, I guess, just came and went really fast. Milton's the one now. Nadine's next.
Nadine.
Oscar, Patty, Raphael.
Are you hoping that if you're that named, you hope it's not bad? Hurricane Dusty.
I don't
You
know.
want it to be like everybody remembers it?
If it's Hurricane Dusty, I want it to not be involving water. I just want it to be a dust storm. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
Hurricane Dusty. They wouldn't
Yeah.
have that because it would be confusing. They got-
Oh,
Hurricane. It would be, look at the biggest hurricanes of the past 20, 40 years.
You're a guest. I'm
Oh, no,
running
you're
the
right,
show.
you're right.
You don't tell me what to look
No,
up.
You're right. You're right. This is lawless without Nate.
Yeah.
It's lawless. Sorry,
Um,
you're right. It won't happen again.
And they alternate male, female. Do you know that?
It's 2024.
Like the names, like Alberto, Beryl, Chris, Debbie.
Let's get a non-binary hurricane.
I was gonna say that, but you missed it, dude.
Dusty.
It should be like
Alright.
Hurricane Pat. You're like,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
know. Is it male or female? We don't
There
know.
is. The
There
next,
is.
Patty.
Patty is a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unless you're Irish. I feel like
I wonder if this is honest. I wonder if other countries have this system.
I don't know.
Don't they call them typhoons in the other part of the?
I wonder if they have
World.
names. That's got to be one of that. Should
me
should
look.
have been in.
Dusty, you want to tell us about Pesty?
Yeah,
That should have been in Nate's crossing the Columbus River.
so many papers. Here.
We name our hurricane.
The Columbus River.
Whatever river did they cross?
We have all been there. I'm going to do the ad.
Philadelphia.
We've all been there, sitting in your house, and then you see a huge bug. As you know, I used to work for the big pest control companies. Let's just say it. Not a huge fan of all those chemicals, but now I have Pesty.
Mm-hmm.
With summer coming to an end and the nights getting colder, spiders, ants, and other bugs are looking to find somewhere warm to nest. With Pesties, you can make sure they don't choose your house. Pesty is a do-it-yourself pest control company on a mission to provide pro-grade pest control products at an affordable price so you don't have to spend your day waiting on the bug guy to show up. While other pest control companies charge hundreds of dollars and make a one-size-fits-all plan, Pesty makes a customized treatment plan for you based on your locations, bugs, and climate. Plus, the specific chemicals are rotated so that bugs don't build up tolerances, which makes it more effective over time. To me, the best part is Pesty is kid and pet friendly, so you never have to worry about your pets or kids. This is why Pesty is possibly my favorite sponsor. I just used Pesty this week at my house. It's so easy to use and you feel so accomplished. It just takes 10 minutes to apply and comes with everything you need, including a cool, reusable electronic sprayer. We could all use that.
Mm-hmm.
And Pesty offers 100% bug-free guarantee or your money back. Seriously, they will refund you if you're not happy with Pesty. Now is the time to protect your home from bugs for less with Pesty. Head to pesty.com/Nate and use code Nate for an extra 10% off your order. Once again, that's pesty.com/Nate for 10% off, and make sure you use our promo code Nate so that they know we sent you. I'd like to get a promo code Dusty once in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hurricanes have names to help meteorologists and the public keep track of storms and to reduce confusion when multiple storms
Oh, they
occur
do
at
be
the
coming
same
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The
But does
world,
it really make any difference if you're like, this is Andrew coming here and the next one's Ian, and I don't mind if Andrew comes through, but not Ian.
Yeah.
I just want to know which name it is.
This one went north. This one went south. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
They're all kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Cause of destruction.
but what if you got them mixed up? Like, hey, you saw in the news that Hurricane Ian is not going to hit you, and then someone, says, "Hey, are you preparing for, Ian?" And he's like, "Nah, it's not going to hit me, but it was really Andrew."
Mm.
Well, that's the thing about this one is it's so far inland, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, we're like,
Well, they were like, no warning. It's very sad.
I thought they did have warning.
Very, very short warning.
All right.
Like a few hours, I think.
If
a few minutes even, maybe.
If they said, and it's like a sunny day today, if they said, hey, this weekend, it's coming, I don't think I would leave, would you?
No, because we're so far that you're like, by the time it gets here,
I would not,
it would not
Asheville,
be that
North
powerful.
Carolina, I would, if they said, hey, trust me, and the weather guy who has been untrustworthy, if they said, hey,
known liar,
you need to get bags of sand, surround your house, and board up your windows, I would say, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You're doing it for Tennessee.
For Nashville.
Yes. Yeah.
I would be like, no way.
Now, though, I would. And the same way that in 2020 when we had the tornado, like I've been involved in so much tornado talk and scares my whole life that I was not even worried. I would see tornado warning and I'm like, who cares? And then it came through very close to my house. And I'm like, now I'm like pretty paranoid.
But those, if you like, it could be one street gone, the other street perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they can't predict those. Mm-hmm. You got to leave. They go, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe stay.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I think weathermen do a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And
that's what we were going to get to that.
I think it's amazing that they can even tell you that a possible storm's coming days ahead of time.
That's pretty unbelievable. Shout out all the weathermen over at WSMV.
Okay.
If there were just one and he was like, nah, I can tell this is what's going to happen, then I would be impressed. But they have a lot of technology and they're just looking at numbers and things. And then they go, yeah, this is what's going to happen. And then it gets delivered to them, and then they stand in front of a green screen and do like this a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying their job's easy.
Well,
I'm
I
not
think the
saying
same
it's
thing
hard.
happened with them is the same thing that happened with they used to do on TV and the radio. They would do like traffic,
Yeah.
right? So before, hey, traffic, I-25 is backed up, take 40, take the certain. And now everything they are looking at, we have,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We go, well, if you're doing traffic, I am doing, and I'm not going to watch TV, get in my car, and then go find, like, it'll tell you get off of this exit
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
So that now we all have the information.
Mm-hmm.
Is that with the weather's like that? Whatever they have, we have, right?
And we
Yes.
have, in Nashville, we have Nashville Severe Weather X on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's what I always go to.
The World
Shout out.
Meteorological Organization is responsible for naming hurricanes and other tropical cyclones. I said typhoons.
Hey,
Oh,
cyclones.
I'd like, I know we jumped right into this.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about where we were this week, though.
Okay, well, we'll move on. I was just finishing this one last thought.
Okay. I'm not trying to run the podcast.
Okay. Well, you have more of a right than John does, but
I do want to talk. I had a fun time and I want to talk about it.
well, all right.
I said one thing out
We'll
of
move
order.
on from hurricanes.
I got one more thing on hurricanes. I'm just joking. Go.
But as we're recording this, Milton has not hit yet. So prayers for all those that are in the line because it's a category 5.
My girlfriend's grandpa is named Milton.
I have a friend named Milton.
Dang, tough week for Miltons.
Okay. Did you guys watch Nate on SNL?
Of course. Yeah, I did.
No.
You hadn't had a chance.
No, I was doing shows. I did try to find it later that night. Couldn't find it. And then
But you knew he was doing it.
I did know he was doing it out, and I will watch it.
Mhm.
It's very exciting.
Unbelievable.
I thought he did great. Again, to me, it was better than the first one. And I thought the first one was great. I thought
That's awesome.
he seemed more comfortable. Sketches were funny.
That first sketch was unbelievable. I thought the water slide sketch was great too.
Yeah.
I thought that was even as soon the one of those jokes that like somebody sets it up and you're a comedian, you go, dang it. And you don't even know what the punchlines are, but you go,
Yeah.
like, what if that was like this? And you go, gosh, that's an unbelievable
Mhm.
setup. That's what I thought about that water slide bit.
What was the wardrobe you were talking about?
What? I mean, don't put me on the spot. Yeah. I'm just saying that's when you know that's when you know they got money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You see the wardrobe.
The like post show?
Yeah, the post show. Oh yeah, I guess, and then all the on his Instagram.
Oh, like afterwards?
Yeah.
I saw he had the flower pattern.
Yeah,
He likes
a
those
flex.
wild.
That's a flex, you know.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Like it's Lorne Michaels in a suit,
Yeah,
Jim Gaffigan, Dana Carvey. Everyone's dressed kind of normal, and then Nate's got he's got some stuff going on.
well, I think that's where middle class people everybody starts. We all started with no money. Did you start with no money?
No, I always had money.
Okay. Did you start with no money?
Yeah.
So did I. Okay. Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm
Okay.
joking. I still don't have any money.
Yeah, what is the first place you go is like a 4-wheeler, like middle class comes into money.
I have a 4-wheeler.
Do you?
Yeah.
That jacket right there. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, but Nate's not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Nate's gonna go close.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you first start being like, oh, what's up? All right.
I didn't go I didn't go a high class 4-wheeler, but I
You
did
just got a regular 4-wheeler.
Yeah, I got a good one though. It's 4-wheel
Yeah.
drive. I mean,
Do you?
Yeah.
And what do you do with it? You live in a neighborhood.
Well, I got some land, so
Yeah.
I go ride around out there.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a jet ski if you had a jet ski.
I've never been I like
Not a boat
swimming,
guy?
but I'm not a boat jet ski guy. I'm not
Yeah.
a skier. Those are all people with money
Yeah.
activities, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just a swimmer.
No, but started with no money comes into not like generational money, but like comes into like
Oh yeah.
that's 4-wheelers first.
Yeah.
A 4-wheeler, like a fishing boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a car.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
yeah,
some
yeah.
kind of like pontoon boat that it didn't require
yeah.
a lot going on, but you could just go out,
Yeah.
sit, hang out, get some
Yeah.
chairs, do a little fishing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
That's where it
Some
starts.
land with a cabin.
Yeah.
But see, Nate's not for that. Nate's not gonna have any of that
No.
stuff.
But you guys all golf, and I feel like that's what your
Oh, yeah, we do
time
be
is
doing
taken
that.
up by golf. You
We do
don't
be
get
playing a
to
lot of
you don't
golf.
get to ride four-wheelers because you're golfing a lot.
Yeah. Well, it was if there was like if I remember.
They had four-wheelers that are golf carts. I might be a little more interested in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because if anything requires like Nate to like, we know Nate to like operate it, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? And I know this is his podcast. Like, whose side is everybody on? Probably his.
No, I think that
If there's a four-wheeler or
based
like
on
a
his own comedy, I think
Yeah.
that's a fair
That's what I'm
assessment
saying.
to say he might need someone to run through how to run a four-wheeler.
He's like, I got a cabin up in the mountains that has like limited accessibility. I'd be like, who's gonna help you with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we get to this weekend, let me share some Nateland news. All right, Nate's CBS Christmas variety show at the Opry is November 21st. Tickets went on sale yesterday. For that, the Nateland Podcast Network keeps growing. We now have 3 full podcast episodes each week. On Tuesday, The Consumers with Greg Warren, Tim Convey, and Sean O'Brien. Wednesdays, Nateland. Thursdays, Don't Make Me Come Back There with Dustin and Melissa Nickerson.
Why do you think they didn't list who was on Nateland?
Yeah.
I would hope they would know, although lately you never know. But I would hope if they're watching this, they know who's on here.
Yeah.
Nateland Live is every Monday here at the Lab at Zany's. I'm hosting tonight. Dusty hosted last week. It's a fun time. Record every Monday at the Lab. You can get your tickets at zanys.com if you're in Nashville. I'm doing it tonight. I'm hosting. Are you going to do a spot?
I'm gonna be on it, baby.
Yeah.
I'll be on it telling some jokes. Is it right here in the lab?
Yep, right here
I
in the
gotta
Lab.
write some jokes.
This week on the showcase, I hosted this month. It was great. We had Liz Glazer, Bobby Jaycox, Simon Fraser, and Mike Goodwin. Mike Goodwin set.
What you're not gonna do?
That's right.
Did he come through?
His set came out today.
Oh, did it?
This week.
My
and
guy.
Mike Goodwin is so funny.
Unbelievable. Mike Goodwin. I bet we toured together. Me and Mike Goodwin were in a Ford Focus. We traveled all across the South doing comedy zones, one-nighters.
All right.
For forever. And I got paid $150 a night, and he got $75.
All right. Big money.
I
Mhm.
mean, dude,
Don't need to brag on here.
I thought I was rich. Dude, at the time, that's four-wheeler money, dude, if I do
Yeah.
enough of them. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mike is great. His episode came out this week. The final episode of season 2 of the showcase will be recorded November 4th. That's a Monday because Tuesday's election day. So November 4th here at the Lab.
Maybe the last comedy show ever.
Tickets are still on sale if you're in Nashville.
Hope it's good.
Yeah. Go out on top.
That's what we're going to have to.
Yeah.
That's all we'll be able to watch. That on repeat.
Nateland is recording Stephen Rogers special. Stephen
sweet.
Rogers is so funny, and he's going to be at the Comedy Fort in Fort Collins, Colorado. You ever been to the Comedy Fort?
I have not. It was not. I came up in Denver. That club was not open at the time.
I know David Rodriguez that runs it.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
And I've never got to do the club though. Not because he won't book me.
Dang.
Just it's worked out that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was there with a few months ago. Nate was doing some shows out there. We got the end of the night early. Derek Stroop was headlining the
Yep.
Comedy Fort. We went by, watched the show, and Comedy Fort is a great. It's a great room. Steven's doing it. The first show's almost sold out, but we have a second show as well. That's October 12th. That's
Next weekend. This weekend.
this weekend.
It's this weekend.
It's this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
This Saturday at the Comedy Fort. So go see Steven this Saturday at the Comedy Fort, Fort Collins, Colorado. And Greg Warren, another special, November 23rd at the Funny Bone,
This
Columbus,
man's writing
Ohio.
jokes.
He
He
is.
is.
He
He's
is.
working it.
What's that like?
2 shows there at the Funny Bone, November 23rd. And this is a new one. Mike Vecchione also doing another special. He's recording it right here at the Lab, December 28th.
All right, guys.
2 shows for the special tapings are available now. Get them before they're gone. Tickets for those shows are on sale now. Get them
Going
before they're gone.
fast.
Going fast.
Get in there.
Oh,
December 28th, Mike Vecchione. So funny. All
I
right.
watched some of your special the other day on YouTube.
You
Very
did?
funny. Yeah.
yeah. Why?
I don't know. I was just sitting around. It came up, and I go, you know what? I'll watch some of
Let's
this.
see what this guy's up
I don't
to.
watch a lot of comedy, but
Yeah.
I was just on my phone and I watched
That's
it. and
very
I was
kind
like,
of you,
this is great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what comedy I watch.
I don't really. I watch. I'm on TikTok, and
Yeah.
it'll be like for me, it'll be a stand-up clip, a
Oh, yeah.
doomsday clip,
Yeah.
maybe a religious clip, and then
Yeah.
back to comedy.
You
And
didn't specify which religion.
yeah,
Interesting.
I could get sad,
Yeah.
I could get upset, and I
Yeah.
could laugh all in 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I wish so like, have you ever had somebody come to your show that's like never been to a comedy show, and they're like, they come back after there's somebody's family or cousin, they go, I've never been to a comedy show. That was, I wish I had that.
Oh,
like they were like,
they were
I've never seen this before. How did y'all? Did y'all just make that? How does that even? They have so many questions about it because they're like, I laughed for 2 hours.
Yeah.
How did y'all do that?
What always happens, I always feel bad for people that have come to my show first, because I always think, after this, guys, I mean,
Downhill?
yeah, it's like, this was really good, and what are you going to do now, though? That's what I
Where are
always
you going
think.
from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I always say for like the comedy club or like any of these comics that we just listed, like it used to be when it was Jerry Seinfeld or Jay Leno, you just like go to the comedy club. Like Friday night, we're going to go to dinner, then go to the comedy club because it was for everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
I live 2 blocks from here. Sometimes I just walk down and I go, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Because it's not for me. It's either a podcast.
Or even like with me, I don't, my shows are not squeaky clean, but I like it relatively clean. And I'll have comics that are not necessarily clean open for me, and they'll really clean it up.
Yeah.
And then I see them somewhere else, and I'm like, jeez, I had no idea this is the kind of comedy you're doing.
Yeah.
You know
Whoa,
what I mean?
yeah. Oh, they cleaned it up for you.
For me, yeah.
And then
so
you pop into their show.
yeah, and I'm like, whoa, dude.
If
I feel bad nitpicking you on that one joke now. You did a lot of work.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great. I wonder who is the great. I mean, I think Bob Saget. Was like, everybody knew him from Full House.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then they were like, on the warnings, they were like, this is not Full House.
Yeah.
They were like, just to be clear.
Locally, he lives in Chicago now, but John Hickok was that guy for me.
Oh,
he did my show, and it was pretty clean.
Oh, he
but
used to live in Denver.
he used to live here.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And he had a joke, and I was like, well, that was a little dirty for my show. And then I saw him on another show, and I was like, whoa. I was like, thanks for really cleaning it up.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. John's very funny, though.
I never say anything. I just I go, you can just say whatever you want. The crowd's probably not going to like it.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to probably do well. But you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I like to, for me, it's like, people are coming. I feel like they're expecting a certain, like, I don't want it to be, like, I like to talk about certain things.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're expecting, a relatively,
for the most part,
mild show.
Yeah.
And I don't want to blow their minds out here,
Huh.
Most people, I think, can handle it. But, somebody brings their aunt to a show, and they're like, oh, I've seen this guy. And then the next thing you know, I can't even do an example of.
I might have an example.
Okay.
Because I was discussing this with another comic, because we were talking about like if a lot of like Christian people come to the show, they said they're not okay with someone like rolling a blunt and like smoking weed, but they might be okay with a gummy.
Okay.
Do you think that's true or no?
Probably even too much for the podcast to even use that example.
Okay, all right, never mind. Sorry, I'll cut it out.
But I think
that's too much for this podcast.
But I agree with you.
Yeah, they're very like, oh, it's more digestible.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Literally more digestible.
Literally more digestible. Yeah, if you go, I don't know, I accidentally and then I picked up one of these gummies and ate it, and that'd be a little that we'd allow that. I speak on behalf of Christians now.
Yeah.
That's cool with us.
Feels like medicine if you're taking it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it can be.
Yes.
It is very medicinal.
And cut back into where we cut out that part right now.
Well,
do we want to talk about where we were this weekend?
Yeah, I do want to talk about it.
Yeah, go for it.
First off, I had 2 shows. I went out with my friends that I started comedy with, Derek Humphrey, Vince Fabra, Evan Burke. All people that I started doing comedy in Charleston with. We did the last tour the 4 of us did together 10 years ago. And I've done shows
I saw that
with
on
them,
your Instagram.
but not all together with them. So we went to Macon, Georgia, which I'd never been to Macon. The show was a blast. I had a lot of fun. I'd never been to Macon before. Show was a blast.
Did you go to that chocolate shop there?
I didn't. I went to a place called The Rookery and ate food, and it was very good. And then I did comedy, and a friend of mine from Alabama came, one of my childhood friends. We hung out at the
Yeah.
Courtyard Marriott, had some cigars,
Hey.
and it was a great time. And then I went to Charleston, South Carolina, where I lived for a long time. I did a show at the Gilliard Center, which I watched be remodeled when I lived there. And
You should, yeah.
such a big,
Full circle moment.
nice, and it just, well, yeah, really fun. A lot of my friends and old coworkers and things all came to the show. Even one of the Victor Hyman, the son of Eli Hyman, came and
Mhm.
brought me a Hyman's work shirt.
Mhm.
Let's go.
I used to have one of these when I worked there.
Was
But
it
when
a
you
fishbone?
actually worked
it's a
there.
fishbone, and it
Okay.
says Hyman's on it.
All right.
Yeah.
But they came, brought me some, some Cajun spices and some special sauce, and they brought me a work shirt. Thinking about going and picking up a shift,
Yeah.
but it's nice. It's fun. Shout out, I love
It's your
Hyman's,
dream.
and
Yeah.
and they've been a big supporter of mine. If not for Hyman's, what would I even done while I was trying to become a comedian?
Mhm.
So I just wanted to talk about that. It was really great, really fun.
That's awesome. That picture
Special.
you posted of your friends many years ago, and then now, that
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah, just a real special night. And then I went to a cigar bar with a bunch of friends. We went to the cigar bar, and this guy,
Christians are cool with that, by
Yes.
the way. Yeah.
there was 2 people in there, and we roll up with like 15 people. I think we overwhelmed the guy. The guy was not very nice to us. And then he would only let us open one tab, and he would not let anybody pay. Only one person could pay.
It's your show.
And it fell on me.
Yeah, of course it is.
And
That's why you're complaining.
and
Everything else is fine.
I mean, people were coming and
Yeah.
going, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, I'll see you then."
Yeah.
And but it was, and then the guy came around in the end. In the end, he was very nice.
Oh, the cigar shop.
yeah, and
open.
he said, "You guys saved my night," and but I think we overwhelmed him a little bit. But it
I
was
mean, if you're going into a cigar bar with 15 people, what service do you have to provide besides getting them a cigar?
he made it harder than it needed.
Yeah,
to
I'll
be.
take this one. I'll take this one.
I
When
mean,
he's
cigar
done,
bars,
he'll take this one.
They have the cutters and the lighters laying all over. He wanted to cut everybody's cigar and light everybody's cigar, and it's like
I would need that.
we appreciate it, but also let's just move it along.
Yeah, let's suspend the rules for a second. I got
Yeah.
15 people in here.
Yeah. But
Man.
it was great. Great trip to Charleston. Just got back today. Had a great time. And I also hung out with an old friend. He was my best friend for 4 years, but I've not seen him in 12 years. And we hung out, and he had some wild stories that I can't and won't talk about, but it was fun to get caught up. I'll tell you
I have nothing better than that.
that.
Yeah.
It's a great tease.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't,
We'll
I
tell you
don't
about
even-
the,
I
the
don't even-
Patreon version.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'll talk about his stories on my own podcast, but maybe I will.
gosh.
How expensive is 15 people at a car shop?
Well,
This better be more than $1,000.
it wasn't. It wasn't over $1,000. It's like $500.
Okay.
All right. That's still a lot, though.
It's like, yeah, I went in and I thought the cigar boxes were labeled
Yeah.
inventory wise. And I go, how much is this? I don't see any prices. He goes, oh, it's right there, $56. I go, oh, okay, no, I don't want that. So
Yeah.
I'm like skimping on the cigar. I'm like, and then turn around, and now people did give me some money though, so it wasn't,
Is it like wine?
they had wine and beer.
Well, like, you know how wine is like, it's kind of all tastes the same, but this one's like a $1,700 bottle and tastes the same as a yellowtail.
Yeah, it's a little, I don't know, cigar, wine people and cigar people would say,
Yeah.
to me, it's like this. You can get, you don't want to go too cheap. I feel like you don't want to go below $7 on a cigar.
If you're going to a cigar bar, if you're going to a gas station.
Well, you don't,
Yeah.
you never want to smoke a cigar from the gas station.
Oh, well, there you go. The Black and Mild?
Well, I've done it, but you don't want it.
You don't want to.
I did it
Yeah.
for a long time. I really liked them, but that was before
You know what I drink with cigar is AG1.
All right.
I don't think they.
I don't know if AG1's recommending that.
Hey, AG1 goes with everything, guys.
cigar.
You know what, though? AG1 helps you build a healthy morning routine.
That's what I'm saying.
In just 60 seconds, you can get your daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, adaptogens, and more. And that's why I've been drinking AG1 for the past 2 years. AG1 is like daily self-care for me. I know that I'm doing at least one good thing for my body every day when I start my day with AG1. It gives my body vitamins, minerals, and more that it needs. When I drink my AG1 first thing in the morning, I feel like I don't even need coffee. It gives me an energy boost and no caffeine crash like coffee does. I also know that I'm giving my body the nutrient support it needs to power through the day. AG1 contains prebiotics, probiotics, and gut supporting ingredients to support your digestion and reduce bloating. In a research study, 80% of participants noticed less gas and bloating after 30 days of drinking AG1. They discovered 97% of participants felt digestion improved after 90 days of drinking AG1. Personally, I drink AG1. I do notice my overall digestion has improved since drinking AG1. Aside from the vitamins and minerals in AG1, it contains prebiotics, probiotics, and gut-supporting ingredients for a foundational supplement that keeps me feeling my best. It is made with bioavailable ingredients that actually work with your body. That's why we partner with AG1. So start with AG1 and notice the difference for yourself. It's a great first step to investing in your health, and that's why they've been a proud partner of mine for so long. Try AG1 and get a free bottle of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/Nate. That's a $48 value for free. If you go to drinkag1.com/Nate, check it out.
Boom.
You're coming for Aaron's title. It was the best
It's a good
ad
read.
reader.
Boom.
It's a great read.
It was a great read.
Great setup too.
Thank you. That chocolate shop been called Making That Fudge.
Is it?
I was hoping you would ask me, oh, what's it called?
Okay.
But since you never did, I had to give my own punchline.
Well, I appreciate
That's
you
a
doing
lot
that.
of that's a lot of chemistry for you to set that one up.
Yeah.
Just to know without him saying it.
Yeah.
What's it called, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you this weekend?
Man, I was in Shipshawana, Indiana, home of the Amish.
Nice.
I bought a horse.
Is that true?
Yeah, I bought a horse.
All right.
I went to the Amish.
Like an Amish, like cart pulling horse?
No,
or
not
like
for the fields.
Okay.
Well,
Just for the fields.
You have fields?
No, I went to we were.
Are you going to plow?
Just
You know what would be funny if you cut your hair like the Amish?
I should do. That's a good idea.
Maybe more than once.
Wonder if
For no particular reason.
I would bring it back. No, you know how if you're in the city and you're not doing anything, and the guy goes, "Hey, you want to go to I would say 99 times out of 100, if they say we live here and this is unbelievable, do you want to go to it? I would say yeah. Do you go to stuff on the road?
Oh no,
You never go to anything.
No. I'm like
A restaurant, nothing.
no. I'll go to a restaurant sometimes.
Hey, do you want to see the waterfall that comes out of you don't want to go to anything?
I go. How far is it?
I go to everything.
And if they're like you can walk out of your hotel a couple of blocks, I'll go see it. But if
All
it
right.
involves me getting in the car and going over 30 minutes with
You're
somebody, nah, because I'm like, I don't know if you'll bring me back in time.
Yeah. I go to I wherever we are. We're like in Lima.
Yeah.
You're like you want to go to the first, the guy that invented the museum that invented the pistol or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll go.
I like
See what it's
Zoom shows. You know what I mean? Like,
They said you want to go to the Amish livestock auction.
I would totally go to that. You would go to that.
Yeah,
I
where's
would go to
my jacket, dude?
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
be at that.
yeah, I'd go.
So we're all sitting there, all Amish. They're bringing these horses through.
You're making a video.
Yeah, I was making a video. Yeah, I was making a video. And they go and everybody's like, how much do you think a horse? Like I thought like Secretariat was like 10 million.
I think the racing horses are like that. But
And how much is
think,
a regular? If you do like, I need a horse for my daughter to ride.
I would think $1,000. That's what
Really?
I think, yeah.
I would think more than that.
A horse?
Well, my dad buys some horses
Okay,
for
yeah.
his my younger sister.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say I feel like he's getting like yard sale horses. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
These aren't the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I found out after I bought it that there's a lot more things you have to do to keep it going.
I don't understand
Like you
any of
got
this.
like food and stuff.
Yeah. You
It's
gotta like, he's like, check its gums. I go, check its gums. I don't know. To see what kind of aging it has.
yeah,
I
that's
was
how
like,
you tell.
it's like the rings on the tree stump. I go, I
Yeah.
have no idea. And then they were like, and then I posted it. I was like, I bought this horse for $695.
That's a great deal.
Thank you, dude. It's an unbelievable horse.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the comments is like, look at the hoofs, dude. I go, what? No wonder everyone else in there was like, no. And I was like, I go, it's got a cool haircut.
They're like,
I'll get that
they
one.
were like, there's a new guy at the auction.
Yeah.
Bring the old horse around.
He'll fall for it.
Yeah.
Every time there's someone from out of town.
Yeah.
They go, where are you from? California? That's what he said. That's what the auctioneer said.
Go get glue stick.
Bring the impressive one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can go back. Apparently, I found out that you can't. There's no like Carfax for a horse. You don't.
Yeah.
They can't say what their trauma
Yeah.
is. So they if like you buy a horse and then it turns out to be not good, you can bring it back to the auction because you're like, oh, this one had like it wouldn't plow or something.
What are you gonna do
Yeah.
with the horse now? Though?
Where's the horse now?
It's still in Shipshawana.
Okay.
We're finally get a home. So
Okay.
the guy I bid against, we was like 5, 6, and I
Yeah.
couldn't really understand what he was saying, but I knew. I was like, how much is it? He's like, well, $695. I'll take it. And then I paid for it. And then they were like, well, what do you want to do with it? I was like, I can't take it back to Nashville, obviously, but I wanted to donate or give it to somebody in Shipshawana because
Who
I go
could
there.
use a horse.
I go
Somebody
there
could use a
every other.
horse,
Yeah. So I think the horse is going to be on a farm. It's for plowing. So what I guess I really want to say to the listeners is like whenever you eat, vegetables or foods that have come from a farm, just
Thank John.
yeah. I mean, and again, I don't want to bring it up or brag or anything, but like just when you enjoy stuff from the farmers, just think about us.
Next time you eat some Amish butter, know that John plowed the field that the oats grew in,
That
the
the-
cows ate,
That they
and-
grazed
I don't-
on. Yeah. It's good looking
I
horse.
think it's the horses that eat the oats.
Ronald is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cows are eating soybeans and corn now.
Now,
Are
you
they?
just made fun
Yeah,
of
a lot
Nate
of
for
GMO.
having money and then not knowing what to do with something he buys.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
But I
horse.
I like this though.
This
You
is
bought-
for function. This is for function. It's
You
not to
bought a
flex.
horse and you gave it to a farmer to plow their
Yeah.
field. I think it's good.
I'm gonna show you this horse. It's a
I-
good horse.
I like it.
Yeah, and it's big too.
Yeah.
And also that's not a criteria you should buy one on. This
Okay.
one's big. I think you have to do it based on what kind of situation. It's
That's a good horse. Well, yeah, look at that. That's a good horse.
See?
You got a blonde horse. Look at that thing.
that's also not the
Yeah,
descriptor.
yeah.
This one's blonde.
I think that's why they sold it to you. They thought he's from California. He'll like a blonde horse.
Well, I was Friday night. I was in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Love Knoxville.
At Allie Ray's Gastropub. A lot of folks come out, and we had a great time. Good food.
Do you know that you always say a lot of folks came, and I guess you're saying they're from Nateland, but
Yeah.
like what about dry bar people? What if they're coming and you don't know that?
Yeah.
and you're only giving credit to the people
or
that
from
listen
your
to the
own
podcast.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And you post videos.
Well, no and no. No, I mean, I don't know for sure, except when I sell merch after the show, everyone that comes up to me says, "We love you on Nateland," or "We've seen you on Nateland." Nobody says I've seen your dry bar or your Instagram videos.
I was at New Material Monday, and I decided to drive up. You never heard that?
Drive up?
Drive up to wherever the show was.
No.
Oh, where do they see you from?
Well, I have a Netflix special.
Say that mostly.
It's,
I mean, I don't like the
then-
tone you said that. in,
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah.
Well, you just go
Uh,
where they see you from, and where they see you from, buddy.
So I messed it up. I messed it up.
No, I didn't think I had a tone, but my wife
well.
also thinks I have a tone, and so I don't know how to speak to people.
Yeah, we messed that whole
Yeah.
exchange up.
But
yeah.
and then
They saved Netflix.
and then I this podcast.
Yeah.
And then I also, I've been working. TikTok was where people were saying for a long time.
Yeah, same.
know? So that sort of stuff. I feel like it's a real combination of things.
Yeah.
I've been on, a lot of random podcasts.
I saw you from whatever, and you go,
Yeah.
yeah. I never say that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Just no matter what. But yeah. I get a lot of the Opry. Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, some, yeah.
because people come into town to see.
Yeah,
the
and then when you
Opry.
come to their town, they go,
we saw you at the
yeah,
Opry.
I do get that.
I get a lot of.
I got
"We saw
a
you at the
corporate
Opry."
gig off a guy listening to the Opry.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he hired me twice.
You go to the Opry too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was Friday night. Last night, I did hot fudge sundae here at the lab.
All right, how was that?
It was
Explain
great.
to everyone what
Yeah.
that is.
It's an urban show. There's,
Yeah.
I think, 6 black comics and me.
Oh yeah, you fit right in. I thought it was
And-
called Chocolate Sunday.
I always felt like you did well in that setting.
Well, you are correct. I still do. I can't really repeat. It would sound very racist. Just tell 2 white guys at a table, but in front of a black audience, they're laughing. You know, it's.
I always thought you did
I believe
well.
you
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
I was on there with Belly Button hosted.
Yeah,
A lot of people thought that was a nickname for me.
it could be. Yeah. Belly button Bates, but we don't want to take it from him.
Smurf TV.
Okay.
Was it?
I know
a
Belly
comedian?
Button. I don't know Smurf TV.
I didn't know anybody except Belly Button. Smurf TV. God, I can't remember the rest of them. Name. Anyway,
It's gonna make something up.
yeah,
Did
go.
you have breakfast on the poster?
No.
Brian Breakfast Bates?
No.
You should start doing that. I think you should use breakfast on your posters. You got to start taking some of my
Yeah,
marketing techniques.
Mhm.
that's the difference. What did you? What was your opener?
I
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Here we go.
it's almost you got to be there.
No.
I
You
come
came
out.
out.
You
and
said
go-
you did it. You
You
said
go,
you did it.
oh, I didn't know. I think I'm on the wrong show.
I did say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I come out very scared.
Yeah.
I say when Zany's asked me to do hot fudge sundae, I thought, sure, I like ice cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. There you
And
go.
you know, and then there was one white white couple in
That's
front.
my
I'm
cousin.
They thought it
No.
was ice cream too.
Like, no, I was like, it's me and you, buddy. If something happens, we're
Classic.
you know.
Yeah.
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 I did a Bill Bellamy show one time at the Denver Improv, and it was 100% black, and I said, I'll only be up here for 5 minutes. I got to get back to being a waiter at the Toby Keith bar because it was next door,
Yeah.
and that was all I needed. And then everybody was cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the next time, so I went out and I was like very, very nervous. And I said something like, I was like, hey, this isn't my demographic either. So, and then I was very like nervous, and I think they like either appreciated or respected it. I don't know. But then the second show I got confident and I was
Mhm.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I got,
That'll get you.
yeah,
That'll get
yeah.
you.
They were like,
That'll
no.
get you.
I was like, what up? They're like, no. This is not, that's not how this works. That's not how this works.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it was a fun time, and
They ask you back?
no,
Yeah, it's too early.
yeah. You want to get into these comments?
Yeah.
Comments come from Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcast reviews, and Nateland at natebargatze.com. Did you want to read them, Dusty?
Yeah, I'll read some. Let's see. If I start collapsing midway, though, I'll have you take over.
All right.
Bry Goss. Is John Crist only allowed when Dusty is absent?
Mm,
I assume you picked that one just because John, we were here together. Because we
First
never been
time
on the
ever.
podcast.
we
together.
haven't. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's our chemistry?
Well, you know, everyone asks about why you snubbed Dusty from the birthday
the
party
roast.
roast.
Oh,
Made
yeah.
a big deal about it.
Oh, we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
We never discussed that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why did you?
Is
not-
this an intervention? That's why. They're like,
That's why you're in the middle.
An hour in. This is
Yeah.
what we got.
John, what do you have against Dusty?
Okay. What's the surprise party, first of all? I don't know. I got invites. to
No,
a
you
surprise party.
handpicked.
I had a surprise party. I didn't know I got invites.
Now, this is what happened.
Yeah.
They talked to me about it. They say, I've turned down many roast.
Yeah.
And they said, this is a roast. And they said, Dusty doesn't like roast.
That was the story I heard.
That is what happened.
But then why did they not invite you to
That's
be
what I'm saying, though.
Oh,
That wasn't invited on the show because I
Yeah.
hate roast, but they could have invited me to the party.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that were there that weren't on the road.
And,
Kill
you know,
Billy.
and I think, you know, I don't know your girlfriend, fiance, wife
Mhm.
very well.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why she should be like, oh, I know this
Yeah.
guy. He's got to come. Other than the fact that she invited the other 3 members of the podcast
pod.
that I do.
And I'd never met her before.
So knew this.
Well, they know that Brian's into roast.
Yes.
Brian is into
his
his love
Very
language.
good at roast.
Yeah, that's his love
Well,
language.
especially when it's John.
Yeah. He does that. He's like, I already have this.
Yeah.
I already have this roast written.
Just dusted it
And
off.
I had a party, I think, earlier in the year
Yeah.
that I invited you to.
Oh, was it
And,
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
to
I don't
roast
know-
you.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
did come to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for your special.
yeah.
I was
And
thinking
you
that
were
one.
very good.
I was thinking that one at your house.
Yeah. No, you came to that one too. But
What was that? Just a birthday party?
I think it was my 40th birthday.
Yeah. Oh, I made the jokes about that. What was it? A text thread from like
Oh, yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
I read it.
Yeah.
that
It was
a great
good. It was
time.
very
That was
good.
a great
People
time.
loved it.
That was a good time.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is Bry, if they were a hurricane, man or woman? Bry.
I think
Honestly.
I think man. I think
I
it's
think
short
man.
for Brian.
Bry?
Maybe it's Brie.
Yeah. I think it'd be.
It's BRY. That's a girl.
I would say guy.
I'm going guy.
Interesting. I'll go girl. Somebody look it up. Where was
What
this
about
comment made?
Plus, the comment just seems like it's something a guy would say.
Yeah.
Bry. I'm not calling another man Bry.
All right. What about the next one? What about Casey Carlson? That could go either
Hurricane
way. too.
Casey. They've
Yeah.
had that.
Dusty's theory that vegetables don't exist checks out because asparagus is botanically classified as a grass. TikTok is on to something. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you have seen that, but I've talked about it 2 podcasts in a row, so I don't know that I'll rehash it. But
Vegetables don't exist. I got that premise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Casey.
Well, what
don't
about
say TikTok is on to something, Casey, though. Give the credit to me.
Yeah. What about the one? What's the one that you put peanut butter on?
Celery?
Bananas?
Celery.
Oh,
that
yeah.
has to be. That's not one. That's nothing.
No, I would think that's a
grass.
stalk.
That's grass.
Yeah, that's just a stalk.
What is this one? Asparagus.
Yeah.
I can. That has a little bit of a little bit of class to it.
But it's just like a grass, a thick grass.
Like the stuff that you remember when you get like a steak and mashed potatoes at a wedding and they put that stuff on there.
Yeah.
What is that? That's grass.
Yeah, like a wheat grass.
You know what that stuff is with
Yeah.
like the that's not.
Garnish?
Maybe you're going to fancier places. Then.
Yeah. We don't have that at Golden Corral.
Can't hide money.
Yeah.
Hey, I said at a wedding, dude.
Yeah. Matt Lacombe. Dusty explained my thought process for every text and email I send. That middle sentence can't have the exclamation point. It's too much. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. You know what I like about what this guy did here? He
I know what you're saying.
in the comment did first sentence exclamation point, second sentence no exclamation point, third sentence exclamation point. This is excellent joke writing here.
Killer.
This guy
Top notch.
gets it. Matt Lacombe gets it.
Hire him.
I like, because there's an E at the end, I feel like you should pronounce the B. It's like if they're
Lacombe.
both silents, it's too many letters. You know
What
what I mean?
did you? Yeah, way too much.
It's probably Matt Lacombe, right?
Yeah.
But why the E? It's like, why you got to do 2 silent letters at the end? Why not add 4 or 5? If we're-
Macomb. It's
yeah,
Macomb.
Macomb.
Yeah, it might be.
That's what I'm thinking.
What'd you say? You can't exclamation point a second.
Yeah, it's like if you send a text and it's got
Yeah.
3 sentences in it, everyone can't have an exclamation point.
Yeah,
It's
exa-
too
yeah.
excited.
It's like all bold.
Yeah.
You're like, you speak like this.
Like if
Yeah.
I'm texting a girl, I don't mind going, "Hey, name exclamation point."
Tell me her name.
But if I'm texting a guy, I don't even
No.
like to go period. I like to go comma or no punctuation.
Yeah. Can't be too excited.
Because a period, it seems like you're, hey Brian.
Hello,
Seems
Brian.
like you're getting.
But why are you
serious.
excited
Yeah.
about talking to a girl?
I just feel like it's fun to be
It's
excited about talking
more-
about everyone.
More flirty?
Yeah.
Not flirty, but you're just like, hey.
And if you said that to a
June,
dude,
Yeah.
it's too much.
yes,
What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, John.
I never know when, like, how far into the texting, like, we just started texting today. How far in can I start putting out emojis?
Depends on the emoji, I think.
Okay, man to man. I'm not starting. I don't think day one I'm
Nah,
dropping
nah.
an emoji in.
Nah.
Nah.
Unless
Too
it's-
early.
Unless you've done something. This is my rule. Unless you do something dumb and you
Yeah.
want to give the face palm emoji,
That can be in there.
I think that's okay.
I just
Yeah.
put in parentheses and I type face palm just so.
Oh
it's
yeah,
very
yeah,
clear.
Yeah,
Yeah. And to face. Yeah, emoji too early. It's
Yeah.
like whoa.
Yeah.
I think you're. I never sent an emoji like to my like agent.
yeah. I
I
don't think
don't
I have
think-
either.
Like to your lawyer? No, I can't send an emoji. There's
I guess
a lot of
depending on
periods
what's
there.
going on.
Yeah.
Your lawyer.
Depending on what's going on. Go read the next one, dude.
Jen McBride. I think you might be surprised to learn how many non-Christians listen to you guys.
Oh, here we go.
Appreciate your humor, banter, and camaraderie, and enjoy not having to hear about politics. Keep it up. And yes, Brian is underrated. His one-liners keep me from laughing, even when the rest of you ignore
Not
him.
from laughing.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Slip of the tongue.
Take
here.
it back,
Okay, sorry.
dude. Take it back.
Brian is underrated. His one-liners keep me laughing, even when the rest of you ignore him.
Jeez. I thought that was going to be a clip. You
Oh,
ruined
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
You did that on
let's do
purpose?
it. No, I didn't. I messed up.
I think subliminally he did.
All right, I'll do it again.
Keep
No,
me
you got it
from
right
lack.
this
You
time.
just
There's
there's no from.
I know. I don't know what happened.
It's not like the from was above or there's no from.
It's just what he was thinking.
It's the way they did Brian is underrated dash. I got so
That's
confused.
tricky. That's tricky. Lacombe would not support that.
You want me to take over reading?
Well, you should have, it was I don't even know where this is. Oh yeah. And yes, comma, Brian is underrated dash. It's too much going on. Confused
Lots going
me.
on. It's their fault. It's Jen's fault.
Of all times for there to be too much going on.
Brian is underrated. His one-liners keep me laughing even when the rest of you ignore him. And then Aaron can edit that together so that really works out.
The damage is done.
I'm sorry about that.
Man, that's
I am
perfect.
sorry about that.
What's the most?
I
Sorry,
didn't do it on
Keep going.
purpose.
Keep going.
Kevin Daly.
Wait, what's the most in? Because all you guys, I mean, me probably the most. Not because I'm more Christian, but like I talk about more. What's the most? Like sometimes I get into like something Christian, and all my audience is not Christian, so I gotta like explain the story a little bit. So like if you don't know that, you still get the joke. I was like, we got Caleb out here that's allergic to milk and honey. You're like, everybody gets that. Oh, he's like a Samson. What does everybody know about the Bible?
Oh.
David and Goliath, Jesus, disciples, like in America. That's about as far as they go.
Never do any jokes like that on stage.
Yeah.
I do talk about it on my podcast, but
Yeah.
So I don't
Never.
know. I never.
Dusty doesn't like to share his faith.
Anything about church or anything?
I didn't really grow up too like in the church.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
more religious than my parents.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm
All right.
annoying to them about it.
Yeah.
You know, so they're like
Never spoke about it.
But no, I talk about it on
Nice
my
impression
podcast
of
all
your
the time.
parents. You do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I try to. You have a bunch.
I have a few.
Yeah, about saying does about certain denominations or something like that, or no?
Are you trying to steal my jokes?
I tried to buy a joke from you one time. You said I couldn't have it.
I got one now about how dudes in the Bible ever give each other nicknames,
Yeah.
like Simon the leper.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Jesus healed him. They still called him Simon the leper. He's probably like, can we not call me Simon the healed?
I'm healed, guys.
Sorry, Leppy.
I imagine if
That's
you
a
have
good joke.
leprosy,
But if you- again, if-
people are never quite comfortable with you.
yeah. Even if I'm cured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
In the Bible, they don't have blood tests. He's like, I'm cured. You're like,
yeah. You got no symptoms right now.
yeah. I don't have. Yeah. Sure. All right. We'll
I
see.
did Dusty's podcast a few weeks back, and it was on the Bible. And
Oh, we didn't talk about this, Dusty.
and before I left, Ruth, my wife, said, "You know, y'all aren't going to get anything too serious, are you?" And I'm like, "No, I just got some fun Bible facts here." And then
Yeah.
I get to Dusty's house, and I said, "I don't really want to, get anything too deep." He's like, "Nah, not me either. I ain't up here judging people and their salvation."
Mhm.
We both agreed that. 3 minutes in the podcast,
In deep.
Dusty's like, "Brian, I know you agree with me that Jesus is the only way to heaven." I'm like, "Oh gosh."
Yeah. That's not
Anyway,
that deep
you know,
to me.
Jesus drank AG1. You're like, wow, this is interesting.
Okay.
I also noticed, Dusty, you pointed it out with Macomb, but 4 of these first 5 people don't need that last letter in their name.
Interesting. All of them.
We haven't even read the fifth one, I don't guess.
I don't know what you mean, though, I guess.
Well, like Jen McBride, she doesn't need that E.
Well, that'd be Jen McBride.
McBride.
McBride. Like
All
a
right.
McRib.
Okay.
Read the one from Kevin Dale.
Kevin Daly. Kevin Daly. I mean, silent, I got a thing with silent letters.
Yeah, because you still have to see
Oh,
it.
let me tell you, before you get into that, let me tell you about this. BetterHelp.
Well, there you go.
Do you ever feel like life, you couldn't be, do you ever feel like you couldn't be your full self, John? Like you were hiding behind a mask?
That's Dusty, dude.
All the time, Brian.
October is the season for wearing masks and costumes, but some of us feel like we wear a mask and hide more often than we want to. Therapy can help you learn to accept all parts of yourself so you can finally take off the mask. Therapy is good for everyone. It's not just for people who have experienced major trauma. It's helpful for learning coping skills, how to set boundaries, and it empowers you to be the best version of yourself.
I feel like you wrote me into a major trauma thing.
Yeah, he looked at you.
Well, now it says host ad lib. So, John, do you agree with this? Therapy is important?
Very important. Yeah, very important. Yeah.
I think it's good
It's
to
very
talk
important.
to somebody. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? If you got nobody
Exactly.
to talk to
Yeah.
somebody.
Exactly.
And a lot of times your buddy, it's nice to talk to them, but they don't have
That's
good
right.
advice. My friend that I was just telling you about earlier, he was telling me about talking to his dad about some stuff he was
Yep.
going with, and his dad was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, well, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're out here.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charges. Take off the mask with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Nate today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Nate.
Boom.
All right. Okay. Kevin Daly. When it comes to being great at stand-up comedy, is storytelling more important than quick wit? Are there any comedians who are great on stage but not that quick or funny off stage? Or does being a great stand-up comedian require both? I don't think it requires both.
I don't either.
I think you can be a really great storyteller. You can be really quick on stage and be very funny.
Oh,
I
yep.
think if you have both, that's a real plus.
Are people sometimes disappointed with you guys off stage that meet you? No, I mean that meet you and like, oh, think your guys are going to just be on all the time and then you're not?
I have had that because sometimes I just, I'm serious out here.
Yeah.
And, but you know what? Like I had the show in Macon on
Mhm.
Friday, right? And I got a set that I like to do. I got all my jokes. This is what
Yeah.
I'm going to do. But the show was a little rowdy, right? People yelled out some things.
Yeah.
I got to interact with them in a fun way. We created some great riffs.
It's the best.
It was a really
It's the
fun
best.
show,
Yeah.
and it makes it a fun, unique show.
Yeah.
So I think if you can do both, really great. But if you can't, I don't know, there's really great storytellers that probably were never doing crowd work.
Yeah.
And then we all know,
And that's what quick wit is talking about. Crowd
I would
work,
think,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on this, if somebody yells, I was talking about conspiracy theories, and somebody goes, "Yeah," I go, "See, we found one."
Yeah.
And that was like
Oh, yeah.
hilarious. And then I kind of went back to her. It was in Saginaw, Michigan on Sunday. I went back to her like, "See," and I was, "This joke's for you," or like a couple times. That's what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
and it's a unique experience.
It
It's
will
a
never
show.
happen
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
It only happened in Saginaw.
Have
Yeah.
you ever been surprised though? Like you meet someone backstage for the first time, a comic.
Yeah.
They're quiet, awkward, whatever. And you're like, golly, this guy. And then he
Yeah.
goes out and just destroys.
All the time.
I
all the time.
Well, I was surprised at first when that would happen, but yeah, like you say, all the time. You meet enough people
Yeah.
like that to where you're like, nah, I get it. And I think, to me personally, I used to be the opposite. I used to try to be funny all the time. That's all I was trying to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I got to do comedy enough,
Professionally,
that I was
Yeah.
like, I'm getting my outlet of laughs.
I got enough. For the day.
Now
Yeah.
I can just be a normal person.
Nah, well, dude, see, do you ever like? I still be trying to make people laugh,
Well, yeah.
like at a gas station, or like I would still be trying to.
Well, yeah. I mean,
What?
The gas station?
Oh,
me and
I
my
don't know,
wife
I'm just chuckling about things. Yeah,
Me
the
and my wife
airport.
always talk about how much I bomb at the grocery store. I always make a joke with a cashier.
They're like, no,
yeah,
yeah,
but
It
I
doesn't
am
go.
I am trying.
I beat
like
my
doing
girlfriend
it.
says the same.
Yeah.
When I bomb,
Yeah,
but sometimes I sometimes I got it.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
are both. Would you call yourself extroverts?
No.
I don't know. I think it depends, but I think I'm a bit extroverted.
If you're out there at the gas station trying to make people laugh, I feel
Nah,
like
that's
there's
just because I'm insecure. But I'm not. Let me see. I'll be trying to make people laugh all the time.
yeah.
But like what a professional, when somebody's like doing something professionally, I interrupt with their
Yeah.
work. Obviously, yeah, it's probably not helpful to anyone.
Mhm.
Well, like my wife is really bad at small talk, right? Like she'll write, somebody will go, nice dress or whatever, and she doesn't know what to say. She
Panic.
lived in
She locks up.
Yeah,
She
she's lived
locks
in
up.
Toronto where you don't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I grew up in Alabama, and I'm like, I'm ready to talk to anybody. I'm
Same.
ready
I'm
to.
like that. But
I'm
yeah,
ready
yeah.
to, strike up a conversation about the grass, and I know
Yeah.
all the neighbors. I'm always talking to the men
Yeah.
in the neighborhood about our grass. I got the
See,
worst grass amongst them all, but I love to compliment their grass.
I think you've talked about this before. Surely. I'd be into small talk.
Yeah,
I
Into
hate it.
heavy.
yeah.
Heavy.
And it's small talk. I got no in between. It's small
Yeah.
talk, then real deep.
Or
That's all I got.
the podcast with y'all too yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be in the airport just chatting.
yeah.
Just
Oh,
chatting.
gosh, no.
Well, sometimes it depends on the day. Sometimes I'm very annoyed, and I don't want anybody to talk to me.
That would be funny in the comments to somebody if anyone that's ever met us and we bombed
Yeah,
privately. Or like we bombed personally.
yeah.
But like on stage it was great, but then he came to the meet and greet and it was very uncomfortable.
Sometimes
I don't think that would happen. I don't know.
No, people say that about me.
They do?
Yeah.
What do they say?
They're just like, oh, I don't know. Sometimes they just say, oh, he was awkward. I don't like small talk that much, and I'm kind of shy off stage. So they
I would
say that.
Well, I would say the opposite of like has anyone ever I think every comedian is the best version is the stage version.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like I would say some comics are like, can I meet him? I go, honestly, I would recommend you not.
Yeah.
Like you just think that of him and just like
Talk about Nate.
no.
I mean, just
I know,
say it.
I don't know. I know a lot of comics like that.
Sometimes people
Probably me included.
people invite me out, and that's what
yeah.
I'll say to them. I go, nah, you just saw the most fun version of me.
You don't want
and it's not going to get more fun.
yeah.
We'll
Not
get to the
for-
bar, and I'm in the corner, not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
Because it's loud and I'm straining my voice.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want the best. You want the now. I'll dip in an exchange in public.
Yeah.
But if I sat next to someone on a plane, I would never talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Yeah.
I like to,
But you'll chat it up at the airport.
Oh yeah,
Because
just
it can
talking
be
to
quick.
everybody.
You can
Yeah,
move.
yeah,
You don't want to start a
standing
conversation.
waiting for your bag. Where you guys headed to? Oh, golf clubs. Oh yeah, what you ever played? You ever played Augusta National? Just yeah.
I don't even
Talking
make
about
eye
nothing.
contact with people I'm sitting next to on a plane.
I mean,
Yeah.
Because if the conversation starts, it's hard to shut it down.
Yeah.
I was at an aisle seat today. Across the aisle from me, I look over. Lady is making direct eye contact.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if she's looking out the window.
And do you look like
but
this?
she's like, I was like, oh. And then I looked at her later, and she
Yeah.
was still doing it. I'm
Too
like,
much.
Right at you.
Yeah.
I don't think she knew me. I don't know what was going on.
You're
with
about the
her.
lady right here beside you.
She was in the
And
across
the other
the
across
aisle.
the aisle.
Across the aisle. Okay.
I was like, but she could have been looking out the window, but it seemed like she was looking directly at me. I was like, that's uncomfortable.
I think it's admirable that you're friends with your neighbors, and I've
Chatting.
never been friends with. I've never wanted to talk. I just want to go about my way. My neighbors across the street, though, I'm like, I need to get to know them. I invited them to my show at Zany's like a year ago.
Well, that probably wouldn't be the way. Hey, come to my show.
All
Hey,
my neighbors
introduce
have come
yourself.
to my shows.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, you're right. Dusty was on that show. So
Oh, yeah.
then the next time I see them after the show, they're like, man, that Dusty was funny, wasn't he? And at first I'm like, yeah.
they know
yeah.
you. Yeah.
But no, they don't. That's the thing.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
trying to
they
get to
don't.
know each other.
Oh,
So
yeah.
now every time I see them, they'll say, when's your next show? They're basically just waiting for me to get done talking so
Yeah.
they can then tell me, I saw where Dusty's coming December
yeah.
18th.
They follow.
They're huge Dusty fans. That's what we've bonded over now is their love for Dusty.
Well, you got a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
neighborhood.
Yeah. Good taste.
Always said that.
Got people with good taste.
Yeah.
All right, Matt Graves. I like to think Matt Graves is a doctor.
Matt Graves is
Doctor.
maybe chiropractor.
Dr. Graves. My wife and I went to see Tammy Pescatelli.
Shout out.
At one point, a lady's phone rang and she answered it. Tammy stopped her set and said, "Are you seriously on the phone?" She grabbed the lady's phone and told the person, "She's getting arrested. She's going to need bail money." It made me wonder, what's the craziest thing that's happened to all of you during a show, and how did you handle it?
I haven't had anything too crazy
Oh man.
happen to me. Power went out. I told that story a few months ago in Huntsville. Halfway through my set, I did the last 30 minutes in the dark with no mic. But my crowds certainly aren't getting wild and yelling yee or
Yee.
Yeah, people yell that out sometimes.
Oh, they do it yours?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean,
Yee.
I mean, a guy passed. We've had some people like some emergency, like medical things.
I've had some pass outs too.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, it's like once in a lifetime. But that's every. I mean, one time. Okay. I don't think I've ever told this story, but I was at the Little Rock. What's that, Looney Bin?
Rough club.
And the guy. Okay.
I like them there.
Yeah.
But it's a rough.
I don't think it exists anymore.
I think it does.
Mm-hmm.
Does it?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, it
does.
still does.
Okay.
I like them. I want that to be clear. I do like them, but that's a rough club.
The only thing that I thought of is, and I thought of this because this guy that just messaged me like recently. I was working with a comedian. I'm not making this up. He had no arms and no legs.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
I'm laughing because you're saying I'm not making this up. That would be a weird thing to make up.
Okay, so he wasn't like, it wasn't from like an accident. He just was like, so, but like,
That would be a weird accident that you lost your arms and your legs.
I don't know. Okay, so, but he was like, you get there and he's like, this is your feet, and he had like a wheelchair and he could get around fine and everything. He had like someone with him or something. So I'm not looking at Dusty for this. Okay, so he goes.
This is at the 121 mark. If we want to cut this, go ahead. Just for editing purposes.
Okay, so he goes up before me on like the first show and is crushing, of course, because he's like mentally he's fine.
Yeah,
he's making all these jokes about it. Was probably one of the funniest sets I've ever heard. And at the end of it, he goes, and thank you guys for coming out to the show. I'm like, as a middle, by the way, I've like overcome my like obstacles to like pursue my dreams. And like God has a plan for everyone's life. And just because something bad happens to you doesn't mean he doesn't, and standing ovation, obviously, which I thought was offensive. But so afterward, I was like, they all loved him. And I was buddies. You know how comics like our buddy, we joke with each other.
Yeah.
Like we're all friends pretty much. We joke with each other about everything. I'm joking with him like backstage and he's killing. And I'm like, I can't follow this. I can't follow it. So I put my arm in my shirt.
Oh, no.
On stage before I came out. And I was not popular at this time. So like now I have two arms. But it was like no one knew him, no one knew me. So I put my arm in my shirt. I had one arm.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna go out there and everybody's gonna be like, this is the funniest thing. This is the funniest
People are
thing.
like, what's happening to all these comics?
What show is this?
It was probably in 2010.
Yeah.
Maybe 2012.
Okay.
At the Little Rock. I never forget that room. It had that balcony on the outside. You can kind of.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is gonna, he got a standing ovation. This is gonna blow the roof off this place. Everybody's gonna be like, because we were buddies.
Yeah.
And so I went out there and I was like, I had one arm and I was like, thank you so much. Just me and Brett. His name's Brett. Me and Brett are out here like overcoming our disabilities to deliver comedy to you guys. And I just want to say thank you. And it was dead silent. And I still have an hour.
Oh, you're the headliner.
I'm a headliner.
Wait.
I thought you were doing it like
when
a
did
spot.
you take your arm out?
Yeah. Did you keep it in the whole hour?
Well, you get no laughs. You're like, I got to keep this in.
I got to stick it in there.
And I have no material about it.
Yeah.
He's never talked about one arm.
Didn't even mention it.
He didn't bring it up the whole time. So I was like, well, I don't know where to go because it was just bombing. It was bombing. I saw my arm, but they saw my arm, and I go, I pulled my arm out. I go, I'm just kidding. It was even worse.
Oh my goodness.
We have to find somebody that was there. Surely someone that this podcast is big enough. They'd be like, I was at that show. I need to find this person somehow and then verify this is a true story.
Oh gosh.
Because then people were like, you know how like I was like, I'm just kidding. I got both of my arms, which is like even worse. Because they were like, now this is so. We just had like a heart to heart connection with this comedian, and I'm just fully able, and then bombing. That's the only time I've ever walked like people left.
Oh man.
Oh, so they did get mad about it.
Yes, because I said because it was like it turned out that it was like a big like military. There's a lot of military there, and they had like experience with like losing limbs.
Gosh,
how was I supposed to know that?
Maybe not. What's his last name?
Eastburn. Watch, this is gonna be true. Eastburn. Comedian Brett Eastman. Yeah, but that's that'll be it.
Wikipedia.
Go down to the second one. No, it's not a Brett Eastburn. Hold on, let me see. Eastburn. Try Eastburn. Just to verify this is true.
BURN?
Yep. Oh yeah, baby. Yes.
That's
yes. Yes, dude.
oh yeah.
He opened for me. Yeah, comedian and motivational speaker. And it was probably the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a tough middle act.
At least warn me.
Yeah.
Or
There's
be like,
him as Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what did he say when the show was over?
he thought it was the funniest thing I've
I
ever
like
seen.
that this guy is dressed as Colonel Sanders, and it says comedy has no color, and it's like, what do we?
Laughter has no
I got
color.
to comment on the yeah. You're gonna go with a has no, and you're not gonna mention the arms or the legs.
One of the funniest comics that I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
he
sure
was
he's very
dying
funny.
laughing.
And that's very sad.
Dying
I'm not trying to make fun of that guy.
No,
I hope I never.
I don't
lose
think
my
so. He has
arms
a
and
great
legs.
sense of humor about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But I was it was just, I mean, somebody yelled something out that, I mean, no one yells out to my shows ever. And it was like, they're like, hey, it's not funny or something like that.
Oh, so.
And
you
I
never
was not prepared
It's
for that.
hard to recover in the Little Rock Looney Bin.
Yeah, there you go.
Even on a good night.
Yeah, it's hard to recover.
Yeah.
Once you lose them, they're gone.
And if they're like, that's not funny, and you're like, it just feels like you just want to go, that's pretty apparent.
Yeah.
You've all made me well aware that this is
you.
not funny.
Mhm.
And I appreciate what you've done for me.
This helps.
This helps.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for the troops.
And now I just got,
Take a shot.
58 more minutes to do. And then we'll
Otherwise,
get outta
I'm not
here.
getting paid.
Yeah.
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 Well, people don't understand that if you're us, in a lot of ways, they already know us before they come now. But we've all spent 10, 12 years doing that where you're fighting against them from the start.
Yes.
Now you can just go be like, introducing John Crist. You're like, what up, everybody? And they already know what we think about everything. So they already kind of know. But when you're the headliner and they've never heard you before.
Yeah. You got to win them over.
I don't think I'd do it again if somebody said you want to start over. I don't think I would. Would you?
I don't know. In a way, I kind of miss that. Because I liked featuring. I liked going out and
no one knew who you were.
Yeah, and you're just being like, who is?
I still got that.
I mean, like the money is obviously better this way, but I liked featuring.
It's a nice, comfortable spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about ticket sales or nothing.
Yeah.
They just go in there and yeah.
Yeah, you show up and they go, ticket sales aren't looking good. I'm like, it doesn't affect me. I'll still take those chicken fingers.
And you go, my name's not on the marquee.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know, featuring's the middle act.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
Feature's the
host,
middle.
MC,
Yep.
and then the feature, and then the
middle.
headliner.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're the middle act, it's like the host goes out. It doesn't matter if the host bombs or does well. He's out there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes sometimes. And then you go out and you just get to roll right into.
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
We like this guy.
You get to come in hot.
No check drop.
I always had a joke ready. I had a few jokes that were like, they were,
Pop, pop, pop.
yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
would get them quick.
Oh, yeah.
And then I pull them on. I had a hot 30 and Then I was out.
Off to the races.
Yeah.
A hot 30.
Then I'd go sit outside, have a cigar while the headliner was on stage.
Yeah.
And
Well, whatever's going on there is not my problem because you don't have to. You're not hosting.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait and go. You're just
I don't have to even be back.
Yeah.
I just,
you don't. Oh,
I just want to, try to sell some CDs.
Those are the days, brother.
John, did you watch NFL football this weekend?
We watched a little bit of it. Yeah, on Sunday.
Falcons, your team?
Yeah, we won on Thursday though.
Yeah, big win Thursday night.
Let's go. to Kansas City.
And do you do DraftKings?
You know what? I've had some. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't do DraftKings.
Well, you should.
No, I have. I have sometimes.
DraftKings Sportsbook.
I won $130 one time.
There you go. Official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
Boom.
And one of the things they do is bet on touchdowns. Who scores the first touchdown? That would be a bet. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your picks. The Titans are off this week. They play Colts coming up this Sunday. I think they're 1-point underdog. Dusty.
Solid week means we didn't lose.
That's right. Dusty one time was on a radio show and they were making sports picks and he called me or maybe texted me to help with understanding the lines. Do you remember this, Dusty?
Lingo.
The lingo.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I could ever quite explain it to you like -21 or
I forget what I was doing, but yeah, I don't get what they're like. Oh, you got the Chiefs +2 or whatever. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
-350.
But I'm like, who wins?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm trying to bet on.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I bet on the Chiefs and then they won. And they're like, yeah, but they didn't win by 10. And I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
You lost, but you still won, or you win, but you still lost.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
You'd be the perfect candidate for DraftKings. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. There was a guy here last night on the Urban show I did, and he was talking about how some guy didn't get 4 catches, and I thought he was talking about fantasy football, which
you can make that bet.
Yeah, you can make that
sweet,
bet on
actually.
DraftKings.
Yeah.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Nateland. That's code Nateland for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
David Monteith. Also,
That's
this other
unbelievable.
guy's name is, I was not going to read that one. David is it Monteith, you think?
It's got to be Monteith.
Monteith.
This is an unbelievable story.
A few years back, my ex-wife and I decided to date again. On our first date, we had dinner and then went to see Dusty at the Greenville, South Carolina Comedy Zone.
Let me say similar to the Little Rock. Similar type vibe.
My ex kept laughing, her shrill, high-pitched laugh in all the wrong places. The club would be so silent, waiting on the punchline, and she would just burst out laughing. It was so embarrassing. Needless to say, things didn't work out because I can't deal with that. Wow. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say this, David Monteith. I saved you some trouble, bud.
And that was the second time around.
Yeah, because
How did you not know it the first
because
time?
it's like you never made her laugh, and I think she was laughing at me being awkward or something.
Yeah.
But
Wait, hold on. It's my ex-wife and I decided to date again. It's his ex currently. It's not he divorced her and then started dating her again. My ex-wife and I decided to date again.
Oh, okay. Different people. I thought you meant they got back together.
that's what I'm thinking too.
No.
Him and his ex-wife went. My ex kept laughing, so yeah, he went back on.
Yeah,
a date
he went
with
back out with his ex-wife.
They got divorced, and then they decided.
No, it's his ex now, but they were married then.
I think they were divorced. And they were like, they were like,
Decided to date again.
You remember when we got married? How fun that was. Let's date again.
Let's try.
And
that
then they
again.
came to my show, and I was so funny to her that she was laughing at times when the rest of the audience weren't
So
laughing.
you're on her side.
I feel like me and her had a real connection.
Not him. Was he jealous? Do you think he was jealous?
And David Monteith was like, I can't deal with this.
Yeah, laughing at the wrong time.
Because I don't remember this. I was just in Greenville, and I had some wild shows, but I don't remember a particular. I think I had a guy pass out at that show.
Yeah. Does that qualify as? Do you tell that to the lawyer as a reason for the split? Does he sign off on that?
I guess it depends on how big of a fan the lawyer is of me.
Oh yeah, he's like, let me look up this guy's clips.
yeah.
See.
And if he likes them, it's tough.
He's like, oh, I'm on. Yeah, this checks out.
It's like,
this checks out.
Yeah, but
Unreal.
Yeah,
you don't remember this?
I remember being there the last time, but I don't remember a lady with a shrill, high pitched laugh. But I did record all the sets. Maybe I'll go back and watch.
I mean, if you go to on a date with someone to a comedy show and you're like dying and they're not, or they're dying and you're not,
Right.
It's done.
Yeah,
it's done.
Mhm.
If everybody's laughing, oh, that's hilarious. So, yeah. If you're like, you didn't think that was funny,
yeah,
you're done. It's over. It's a wrap.
yeah. I think so too. This is what I remember about the Greenville Comedy Zone.
Upstairs.
Underneath
Yeah.
is a dance club, and I would come in that way.
Yep.
And the floor was so sticky, I thought it was going to rip my shoes off as I walked across the floor.
Yeah.
So
That's the Greenville's version of Jason Aldean's.
okay.
All right, we got about 20 minutes left to get into our topic.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that all right?
yeah. I didn't know how the podcast went.
The topic is usually pretty irrelevant.
Oh, yeah, sometimes we get to it, sometimes we don't.
Well, I did a lot of work on it, so thanks, guys.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Appreciate the way you feel about it.
I'm into
Well-
it. Let's hear it.
It's NASCAR. You guys are both big NASCAR guys.
Let's go.
I wore this hat because of
Yeah.
it.
Now, I feel like with NASCAR and country music, y'all are the same. Dusty was 80s and 90s NASCAR country music. You're more modern NASCAR
Okay.
and more modern country music, right?
I'm more of the next gen car, the restrictor plate NASCAR.
You're a Post Malone kind of country guy, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, they like. Oh,
He
you
likes
hate it.
NASCAR drivers with a lot of tattoos.
Oh, dude, I started seeing you a bunch on Twitter. Have you discussed that?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
discussed that. Okay, yeah. Because you said Post Malone. That's what made me
Yeah.
think about that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I was texting I was like, what's Dusty doing?
Yeah, I mean, it was just
This
like
is off track. Sorry.
I was just having some fun with
Yeah,
Aaron,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then I think the country music news was having a slow day.
yeah, and they got onto you.
Yeah.
So you guys are both big NASCAR fans, though.
You
In the 90s, my family was big NASCAR family. We went to Talladega, Atlanta. I've been to Bristol. We would, we watched all the races. We all had our own NASCAR driver. I had Kyle Petty. My mom was Alan Kowicki. My uncle was Bill Elliott. My cousin was Davey Allison.
nothing
my,
better. You all
my-
watch together.
My brother-in-law was Dale Earnhardt. We all, none of us liked Dale Earnhardt. He was a
Yeah.
real,
He's a
in
bully.
our household, he was like the bad guy of racing.
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
my brother-in-law came in as a big Dale Earnhardt fan.
yeah,
Nobody liked Jeff Gordon.
yeah.
It was, my aunt liked Mark Martin. My sister liked, I forget, but there was I don't think there was an Ernie Irvan fan, but I
Oh, yeah.
remember him.
Everybody had merch.
Everybody had
Everybody
merch.
had merch.
I wore a lot of Kyle Petty t-shirts to school.
Yeah.
I remember I was in a choral group. It was a class that you had to take in elementary school, and they asked us to wear something nice. And my mom put me in my newest Kyle Petty
I
t-shirt.
respect that.
And it was like Kyle Petty's car in space. So it had a lot of stars on it, but it looked like paint splotches.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's game over.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple of pictures, school pictures and Kyle Petty t-shirts.
I know Kyle.
Do you?
I was on his show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love
Unbelievable.
Kyle Petty.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Mellow Yellow.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
on your show, right?
Yeah.
That
I was on
uh,
his show, that car show.
Oh,
Was he on my show?
he hosted a show
He
where
hosted a
y'all
car
went
show, yeah,
ate
yeah.
at a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a big Kyle Petty fan. I saw him wreck at Talladega.
Oh man.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, it's I would say I was in Saginaw, Michigan in a Hampton Inn from about noon to 6, and I would turn on the NASCAR race before an NFL game.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
that's impressive. So is that your favorite sport?
To watch. I mean, I know everything. I mean, I feel like some people like to watch like sports now. They don't like to watch it. They just like to follow
Yeah,
the
yeah.
storylines. Oh, the cheat. Or they don't
Yeah.
even watch the
I'm
game.
like that.
Yeah.
I like to watch Alabama, and then I like to just follow what's going on with stuff.
Yeah, I like the NBA like that. I don't want
Yeah.
to watch a game, but I want to watch like, oh, Steph Curry and LeBron James, and they hate this guy, and he's out, and they're
Yeah.
talking bad
Colin
about him.
Cowherd used to be my favorite. I love.
I
There's
like
no
Colin Cowherd.
drama
Yeah,
like Colin Cowherd.
All
and
business.
and I loved it.
Yeah, NASCAR race. It's on. If you ever went to it, you would like, this is my favorite sport
Yeah.
for sure.
When I went to Bristol, I was like, I'm about to watch this every weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't,
Yeah.
but I felt
I'm
like
gonna watch this every weekend.
I've been to one race. It was with Nate. It's when he was doing those drive-in tours.
Yep.
And we were in Kansas, and we went to a race at a track in Kansas.
NASCAR race or a dirt track
No,
race? A big one.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
Eric Stone Street got us
Oh yeah.
tickets,
yeah.
and it was indoor in a box. So it was kind of nice.
Oh,
because
you
it
were
was-
inside watching.
Wasn't
you were in the box.
loud.
Yeah.
And it was really cold that day, and thankfully we weren't
Yeah.
cold. So
The loud is what it's all about, though.
Yeah, the smell and the gas and the
Yeah.
tires.
yeah,
I mean, when I was a kid, I'd go to these Talladega races, and it was bring your own beer. People would have their coolers
Oh, my.
out there,
Yeah.
and they had their. I got a picture, and we showed it on this podcast before. But people have their shirts off,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're like whipping the shirts around as the
Mm-mm.
cars are coming, and then
Yeah.
at the end of the night, they're dumping all the water out of their coolers.
Because it's too much to carry. Well,
Yeah.
do you think if some people like I'm trying to think of a good example, like Crocs, if you're like, are you wearing those sincerely or ironically? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Yeah.
like a high schooler that goes to David Lipscomb that's wearing Crocs. Like, oh, they're wearing them. But like your uncle that like works outside, he's wearing them. He doesn't get that they're like NASCAR race. You're like, are you? Some people go ironically.
Yeah,
They're like, LOL.
right.
Look at this.
Right.
And some people are like, we're here, and you don't know the difference.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
you growing up, you would go to them, or you would watch it sincerely.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
But now you would still go, but you're like, you kind of understand the.
Yeah, now I'd
Yeah.
go for some.
It's still some
hot
people
dogs
watching, and yeah. And we're like, it's like this county fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what's best about it.
But Bristol, what was so great about Bristol is that you see the whole track.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun.
The world's largest coliseum.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
so you sponsor a car.
I sponsor a late model racing team. Dylan Bates, baby, in the
Yeah,
91.
my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
He's at the Nashville Fairground Speedway, I think, in a month.
okay.
That's a good time.
So that
Y'all
the
gotta
car's
come out.
painted like that.
Yeah, car looks like that. It's updated for the for this year. That's 2 years ago.
Oh, that's 2 years ago.
Oh,
John
yeah.
Crist Racing,
Yeah, baby. That's a good time at those races, man.
and you just go when you can.
Yeah, I go. I sponsor them, but then I go whenever. If I can go to the race, I'll go. Yeah, they usually on there. I mean, on Sundays.
And where are you? Like in the pit crew?
I'm on the pit crew. I've been changing tires, bro.
You have
There's my other car. Yeah.
Where? Which one?
Are
that,
you,
This one?
that one below.
This?
Yeah, that's my.
Is that really yours?
Yeah.
That is.
That's cool. That's my sister had a Mustang like that. That's
I
a
have that
convertible too?
car. Ironically,
That's a convertible too?
no, it's not convertible.
My sister had that in a convertible, not ironically, but at the time it was that was an up to date model.
Yeah, the Fox body.
Yeah,
It's a good-looking car,
had
Mustang.
a convertible.
Yeah, certain cities in the country, you pull up in one of those.
Yeah,
You think
my neighborhood.
Now, let me ask you this, Dusty. I never followed racing, but my family certainly did. And why is it that Jeff Gordon, they hated Jeff Gordon?
Mm.
It's because he was a pretty boy.
I think he's from California.
So they didn't
Yeah.
feel like he really fit in with
Yeah.
racing.
And Jeff
DuPont.
Foxworthy would say the problem with him is he enunciated when he talked.
Yeah, they couldn't understand it.
Yeah. Like, who is this guy?
This is pretty boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the DuPont car,
Yeah.
always up front.
24,
Always up front.
24.
Yeah,
He was good.
yeah,
He was very good.
unbelievable driver.
Good looking dude.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Great
Yeah.
set of hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Do you think drivers are athletes?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Think-
mean, the driver, Dick Trickle, would smoke a cigarette as he went around in the caution. There's video of him smoking a cigarette in the caution.
Well, that
But
doesn't.
I would
help.
argue no.
That doesn't help your story.
Well, I'm
but-
saying, but it's like if you've ever even just driven real fast on the interstate, it's like it requires a lot of like attention
Yeah.
and you gotta,
What's the fastest you've ever drove on the interstate?
I don't know, 120, I guess. I don't know. I don't like to, and that would have been
Yeah.
Probably 125, 130.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't like that either. I
Nah,
don't enjoy that. Yeah.
Nah, I'm not trying to.
You know they pee in the seat though
Oh, do they?
at the race. I mean, you're in the car
I would
for
imagine. Yeah.
5 hours and you're
Mhm.
drinking a ton of water.
Yeah.
And then they just like wash us through them. I guess.
Mm-hmm. I read that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll douse themselves.
Yeah.
I read pretty quick when they get out to not make it obvious.
Oh,
Get you
yeah,
all
really.
wet.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
imagine a lot of athletes do that though, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
like
Wait,
football
what?
on football field. I mean, what you going for a pee break?
Well, at
Oh,
halftime,
yeah.
you could.
And they drink a lot.
Yeah.
They drink a lot of water.
They burn a lot
Maybe
of
they
sweat.
burn a lot off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I read that you have to be 200 pounds. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
And if you're not 200 pounds, then they'll add weight to make you 200. But
In the car?
The car has to be.
Yeah, those guys aren't all over 200 pounds.
well,
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won Talladega yesterday. He's not 200 pounds.
I know they
There's
add
no
the
way.
weight.
Danica Patrick wasn't 200
Yeah.
pounds. Huh?
Yeah, that's the example they gave. Danica Patrick.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it.
But if a driver weighs more than 200, like Tony Stewart, the weight of the car
You could call the man out like that.
Yeah.
might have to be reduced to satisfy the total weight of 3,450 pounds.
Oh, so they add or remove weight to your car to make
Yeah.
them all equal.
Yeah.
Cutting weight.
Yeah.
Who's the
Interesting.
greatest NASCAR driver of all time?
Well, Richard Petty has the most titles, I think, but I do
Yeah.
think it's Dale Earnhardt. I mean, he would have had the most, right, had he not died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I only know
Everybody
I only know the old guys, but
I mean, that was at 2001.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2001.
Everybody would tells me now that they go when it was like 20 laps to go.
Yeah.
He was coming for you.
yeah,
And they would say that with like a tear in their eye.
Yeah,
They'd be
yeah.
like you knew that guy was almost like Jordan when it's like the last second. You're like you knew he was going to shoot and you still couldn't stop him.
clutch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy was coming.
yeah,
That was and you were like he's way in the back of the pack and you can just see him. I was at the Brickyard in Indy this year watching Brad Keselowski and you could just see he had fresh tires and you could just see if he had enough laps left, you're like he's gonna get him.
yeah,
And that is nothing better to watch.
yeah.
You're like your guy is coming. Gosh,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable, man.
I remember Dale Earnhardt's death. I don't follow NASCAR, but that was such a big thing. And I read where they made so many safety changes that they haven't had a death since.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess they haven't.
They did that harness for the neck and all
Yeah.
that stuff that they implemented. And then Michael Waltrip won that race. Poor guy, it was his
Yeah.
first win ever.
Well, you know who was on the call?
Darrell Waltrip.
Darrell Waltrip, his dad.
Oh, I know Daryl
I thought it was
Waltrip
his-
a little bit.
That's his dad. I thought it
Is-
was his brother.
Is it brother?
I think they might be brothers.
brothers.
Oh, Michael Waltrip is who I know a little bit.
He has all the Ford dealerships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know each other on the internet.
Oh, you do?
He says we're having a good time and stuff.
Yeah. He stole it from you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does it. He credits me.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go back and watch that call of that television call, it is moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Michael winning.
Of Michael winning and his brother calling it and Dale. Yeah, and it was the last lap of Daytona.
Jeez.
But did they?
That's like you going out on your Netflix special or something like that.
Yeah.
Really, you're on Daytona is the main the signature track and the last lap. I mean,
I'm scared to film another special.
sorry. Well, you mentioned you had one earlier.
Yeah.
So, according to NASCAR attendance statistics, it's lost 50% of its live audience and TV viewership from its peak in 2005.
What are you looking for? A rebuttal? What do
Well,
you
You
yeah,
have
guys
to say?
watch it, but
What do you have to say?
Well, I
I mean,
think
Dusty's a perfect example. He didn't watch anymore.
I think
Anyone?
that yeah, there's like what a lot of people say is there's like too much money in it now, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
you don't get a lot of the grittier NASCAR drivers
Guys-
that you
the
used
guys
to
fighting.
get.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's like it's too much money involved, and that's my fear with college football is that sort of
It's
thing.
going the way of
Money was
NASCAR.
always involved, obviously,
Yeah.
but it's like I don't know.
Well, now it's. I think all those there is a lot of money involved, and the sponsors now have more power.
Yeah,
So like Dale Earnhardt, everybody wanted to. Okay, like me, I guess. Yeah, everybody wanted to sponsor his car, but he was the king, and everybody's trying to put money up this way. If you're one of these mid-tier drivers, the money is coming from Pennzoil or whoever, and then if they disapprove of something you say or something you tweet or something you're done. And you want to keep racing again. So all these big personalities another Dale Earnhardt can't really come.
Corporations are ruining the country.
Come on.
They're ruining it.
And you just got to let it. Hey, if you're going to sign this deal, you got to let them say whatever they want. Let them fight.
Mhm.
Let them smoke cigarettes and cautions.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Yeah.
It makes me want to sponsor like a real renegade driver. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have that kind of money. I don't have Pennzoil money.
Oh
out
yeah.
here.
You can come on the back of our car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The John Crist Dusty Slade 91 car.
Yeah.
Driven by Dylan Bates.
Dusty, what do you think about this? People have complained and said it's maybe conspiratorial. Some of these caution flags. Sometimes they suggest that the race is being manipulated, that the intention's not safety, as NASCAR claims, but closer races.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that way with all sports and some of these calls that they make. Like they do with football all the time. It's like you don't call holding, and then all of a sudden, big play happens, and you're like, oh, hold. And sometimes you see the hold, and you go, yeah, that affected the play.
Yeah.
But other times you're like, that didn't have any effect on it. It's a weak call, but you've completely changed the momentum of this game.
Yeah. To make sure, like the socialism.
Yeah.
To make sure it's all.
Yeah, you want to make sure
What you want at the end of the game is people watching.
Yeah.
If it's 27-0, that's not a good product.
Yeah.
And they're going to change to another sport.
Or you want a team to move forward that has a bigger fan base. It's in it more exciting.
I mean, every
story.
NASCAR race in the last all year, it's 3 laps to go. Somebody cautions or something. Yeah. Then they bring everybody back together. We're like, never seen this before. 3 laps to it's 3 laps to the finish, and everybody's locked in. Because green flag racing is what the Nashville track is not good, because everybody just gets spread out and you just go and for 3 hours you're just circling. Now the Atlanta, this is a little insider, but they repaved it, made it more you could catch up. And you can fall back. So it used to be a very, very boring race. They repaved it. Now it's awesome.
Okay.
And what they don't want is just they want some wrecks, some people passing. They want parity. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why the sponsors need to loosen up. That's what we
all
all
loosen
want.
up.
We all want a little trash talk.
A little bit.
That's what I love a press conference where a little trash talk happens.
They say fight. They say they should bring back fighting, but to do it like hockey, where you can fight until you go to the ground.
Yeah.
Which is an insane rule.
I love it.
In NASCAR?
No, they have it in hockey.
Yeah.
You can fight.
Oh, you're saying bring it
standing
back
up,
in hockey.
and as soon as they go to the ground, split it.
Yeah.
They should bring that to NASCAR. If you
I
go
see.
up the other guy, you fight. If you're
All
both standing,
sports. Baseball,
All
if you
sports.
drop the glove,
Yeah.
all right, it's on. If
Yeah.
you don't drop the glove, then you
you can't fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you think they need air conditioning in the cars?
No.
They have the way they have the cooled outfits.
Okay.
They run ice water through their shirts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have like little veins in there.
But was it F1 that was talking about putting? We talked about this last time. You were putting AC in the cars.
Oh yeah, the F1 is I don't like F1. They act like they're better than
You
everybody.
got an air conditioner. You're no longer in the elements.
Yeah,
I went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
they're not athletes.
Yes.
They're not athletes. Yeah.
I went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was there with Nate, one of his shows. Have you been there?
Yeah.
They let you like do a pit crew, like change
put on the
tires,
tire.
stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah.
race somebody, and they show all the different tracks, all the different.
Turns out you're just working at a body shop.
I got lost.
Pennzoil.
Yeah.
This is how they do it.
Why are my hands greasy?
Yeah.
Why is this a Toyota Corolla?
It's very real. I've been here for 8 hours.
Get a paycheck at the end.
You know why? Did you watch the video of how NASCAR started?
I know it was I didn't see a video from Moonshine running.
Moonshine.
Yeah.
Running the Moonshiners in was it all
North
over
Carolina.
the South? Yeah. They would stock these cars and make them outrun the cops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a song called Thunder Road. My dad used to sing that song. Great song.
Who sings it?
I don't know. My dad sang
And then
it.
once Prohibition ended, they would still do it, but outrun the tax collector.
Unreal. And you think F1 or IndyCar racing has a story like that?
I don't know.
No. Get out of IndyCar racing and F1 racing and come over to Cup racing, because that's the best there is.
Now, what's the difference between Cup Racing and the one you sponsor?
We're like the minor leagues.
What's it called?
We're a super late model race team. We race at like fairground speedways and smaller. I mean, some of the NASCAR guys come down to our races sometimes to race against us.
Robert Mitchum.
There you go.
Ballad of Thunder Road. Great
Yeah,
song.
you didn't want to not have that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pull out the cell phone for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if Aaron would have looked it up for me.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
you got a lot going on.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we got to
That's okay.
wrap it up here. Is there anything else about NASCAR you want
I'm
to say?
going
Well, you know
to go.
Oh, there was a night race that they did in the 90s, and then there's
Yeah.
a poster of it, and you have the night race, and it has all the NASCAR drivers in it. And I was at the restaurant in McMinnville, Tammy's, and they had
Oh,
that
yeah.
hang. We used to have that in our trailer, and they had that at Tammy's, and I was like, me and my mom were in there. We got real excited about it,
Because the night race, that's
and we
something
knew all
different.
those
Yeah.
guys on there. We knew everybody.
We're gonna go to the night race.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I told my agent, and we got a couple. We might have to sell some more tickets to go to get to this level, but I want to go to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, do shows, and then Sunday fly private to the NASCAR race, and then go home. And he goes, "Well, we got some work to do, bud."
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't fly. I can't. I'm nowhere near.
Oh,
that.
like every week. That's your schedule.
I would like to do that.
I like that.
Yeah,
And NASCAR.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Why not just try to get your shows in the city where you're like your
Just
last,
route the whole
yeah,
tour.
like your last show
Oh,
ends
yeah.
in that city.
Oh, I just
Because
never
every
thought
Sunday
about
they have a
that.
race, right?
Every Sunday, like 38 weeks a year. Yeah,
And then you don't even need to fly.
and I'll just end up there. I don't
You're
like to.
you call it like a NASCAR head or something, like
Yeah.
a dead head. What would it be?
Oh
called?
yeah, yeah, and then they're
You're
just
like
redneck.
Top-
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they call them? I go to every race. That'd be
Yeah.
sweet, dude. Yeah.
All right. We're going to talk about where this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I'll go first then while you're
Okay.
looking yours up.
Oh, I know though.
All right. Go ahead.
Friday, I'm going to be in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Very exciting. First time.
Walton
Actually,
Center.
I don't know. I'm at a theater.
Yeah, the
and
Walton Center. They're only one.
I've never been to Northwest Arkansas and not done the Grove. And this is my first time doing a theater in Fayetteville. Fayetteville is where I wrote my Cowgirls Coffee joke. That's on my special. So
That's
it's
Friday night.
Friday night.
So you won't be competing against football, Arkansas
No.
Razorbacks.
Saturday night, I'll be in Springfield, Missouri. My first time being there, not doing Blue Room.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me sad. It makes me
Yeah.
sad on both. I love those towns and I love those
Gosh.
clubs, but
Yeah.
I'll be doing theaters now.
Yeah, you're at the
and-
Walton Arts Center.
Yeah,
That's an unbelievable room.
yeah,
Right on Dixon too.
yeah. I'm pumped.
That's a great room. You should go to that show.
I'm pumped. Yeah, and then Springfield's going to be great too. I always have a great time in Springfield, so it's going to be great.
John, you know where you're at?
I'm at. We're announcing. When does this pod come out?
Wednesday.
Oh, when I should. What do we do? Just say the weekend.
Yeah,
Say whatever you want.
Well, we're announcing a new tour this week.
Nice.
We got 30 cities in. It's going all over. In starting in February.
Awesome.
This weekend, I think we're in Denver, Sioux Falls, and Cheyenne, out Wyoming.
Well, you can just say I got a tour being announced on Thursday. I guess you just said
Well, I was
that,
going to
but-
read all those, but I was like, that's
Okay.
too much.
What's the
Yeah,
name of the
yeah.
new tour?
It's called the Jokes for Humans tour.
All right.
We out here.
All
We're
right. Now with
stoked about it,
AI
yeah.
and everything, you got to
I
make
know,
it
I gotta
specific.
do it myself.
That's true.
Crowd, got to have wit
Oh,
on
yeah.
stage.
That's
Yeah.
right. Can I say this though?
Yep.
Go for it.
October 15th. That's Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I'll be doing a show here at Zany's.
Oh yeah. You don't have to say that. Those always sell out.
They do sell very
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, well, I got the opportunity to pitch it here. Let's do it.
This Friday, I'm with Stephen Bargatze and Jeff Allen.
I saw that. That's very
Oh,
exciting.
let's go.
Yeah, at the
I love
Fisher
those
Center
guys.
at Belmont. You and I saw Tim Hawkins at the Fisher Center at
Yeah.
Belmont. That is a amazing
Unbelievable venue.
building.
Yeah.
I love a
Great venue.
Jeff Allen, Stephen Bargatze show too. That's very
Jeff
fun.
Allen is plays my dad in my the intro video of my tour.
Oh, I love it.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Great comic. Great
Yeah.
comic.
October 17th, I am Arlington Draft House in Arlington, Virginia.
All right.
Yeah.
October 19th, I'm at Joker's House of Comedy in Clarksville too, the new club there in Clarksville. You texted me
yeah.
about that.
DJ Pryor.
DJ Pryor,
Back
yep.
to
Big
another chocolate Sunday.
Yep. October 22nd. Well, we'll see. October 22nd.
I was hoping somebody would say something about that, but that's fine.
Nah, we let it
No,
run.
that's fine.
We let it
All
run.
right, that's fine, dude. I see how it is. Dude. That's cool.
October 22nd. My next Brian Bates and Friends. These guys will refuse to do it.
Trying
but,
to, yeah.
uh,
don't you let
When
me
is the
on.
next one?
I got bumped by
October,
Dusty.
October 22nd. No,
All right.
Dusty's never done it.
Oh, I haven't either.
That's my point.
Oh, yeah. I need to come be on it. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks. You guys do you walk down here to see shows, you don't know what they are,
yeah.
but you just get
I
them
try
up.
to get onto it.
And October 25th, I'm at Lifeway Church in Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Gosh, dude. I want to come do that show.
Buy a horse.
Yeah.
While you're down there.
Ride a cowboy.
All right.
Nothing? Wow. All right. Yeah, I'm just getting warmed up 2 hours in. That's fine.
You can come to Lifeway Church if you like.
I would love to come to that church. I haven't been in a church.
I mean, I'm gonna have to run it
since-
by them to see what they think of you, but
Yeah.
Don't run it by them.
Oh, dude, I'll
Guest
come
spot.
through.
Before
Yeah.
Brian Bates comes out, we got a little
Yeah.
guest spot here.
I'm selling my testimony.
Yeah.
and then I come out with my arm in my shirt.
I love that. You're bombing. I'm just kidding, guys. I got
Yeah,
both
that's
arms
a
in
joke.
here.
It's a joke. dude.
Ah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it now.
Aaron may be back next week. I can't wait to hear about Baby Olive, but
Me too.
But we'll see. And Nate's out there killing it. Go buy those tickets for
He's doing all right.
his special at the Opry.
Nate's doing all
Yeah,
right.
I need them to come back. I'm ready for a break myself. But
Just hang in there, Dustin. Hang in there. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Come to the Nateland Live Monday night. We're having a good time.
we're having a good time.
Let's go.